Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Dev Plays The Crucible of Avarice. The Animite Tales. It wouldn't be an intro if it wasn't me messing it up. Welcome to the Animite Tales. This isn't a table, we are sorry. So, last episode, you guys were ambushed by a copier who claimed to have certain info on a certain person who had green flames as he copied them. However, before he was able to spill this, he used these abilities. Without any indication, Adrian suddenly went on a rampage, and then later threw one of their own teammates at this man to attack him. Eventually, after showing off more of his ability of cloak's nullification, they were able to eventually defeat this man and place him into submission. After beating him into submission, he then claimed that he would not come back and he would give them the answer that he needed, which was the man with the green flames. He saw him and he copied his powers and ran away. However, when he saw him, he was killing people off by one of the beaches, which is a great distance away from the mountains. He then stated that if he wanted to go there, he'd have to hurry, because that he saw him earlier on in the first day. It is now... it's now 27 hours into the 48 hours that you have, so you have less than 24 hours left. After sleeping for 8 hours in an underground bunker, you and also meeting the champion known as the Behemoth Champion, as none of you guys got his name, nor none of you remembered or knew his name. However, he basically killed the copier after he attempted to come back and sneak attack all of you, although he sort of lost his nerve and screamed at all of you, so it didn't really work out very well as a sneak attack. Afterwards, that you were all rested, you found out, well, Fletcher found out, that the strange devices, these special colourful bands on your arms, not only tell you how many points you have, but what current time it is, and even how many hours are left in the tournament. In the Omegan Championship games, there are currently, I believe it is currently now 13 PM. So in other words, it's 1 in the afternoon. You still have just over 15 hours left. That's actually safely lowballing it at that point. I think you guys have around about like 21 or 19 hours left in total. So, without any further ado, we now come back to it. You guys have just been walking for about 5-10 minutes, and you just see you see Felix just sat at a tree as he's sort of like snoozing.
I go up to Felix and poke him in the face.
Felix, you wake up from this poking in the face.
Wakey, wakey.
What a lovely way to wake up.
Get up, go get points and badges. Points and badges. Go to the beach.
Okay, just give me a minute. Oh. Still waking up over here.
You require some water.
No, I'm good.
Aww.
So Fletcher,
Blessed.
your face and throat are now, as I said, swollen, and breathing hurts at the moment. So it's like you can feel it whenever you swallow or whenever you like breathe too deeply, too fast. Your entire like windpipe and throat hurts. As for the rest of you, all of you feel fresh as a daisy. I mean, Felix, you feel a little groggy because you've just woken up, but you're not really in any pain. You don't hurt, and you are. I'm going to say you're maximum on your stockpile right now.
Okay.
So, after a few minutes of Felix finally sort of coming to his senses, what do any of you do?
Well, I'm following Adrian to the beach. I just want, partly because I want to see how this drama's going to pan out. I think me and Fletcher definitely we've been eating popcorn in the last fight saying, what is the deal here, and are curious. But also, I want some badges and I want some points. And there will be we will not get badges and points without, exploring, finding opponents. So, here we go. Looking around.
Adrian, for their part, is going to transform for the day. Because this will be a wasp day. What's going to happen?
So are they going to be in their wasp or the hybrid form?
Without hybrid mode.
Okay. And I will now get the window on for everyone to see. And it's suddenly not working.
Off to a great start already.
And can I also roll for the stingers, or do you have to wait for that?
Yeah, you'd have to. Well, actually, no. Yeah, you can roll for the stingers. Sorry. For some reason, that translated into my brain of, can I also have the stingers? What's the roll requirement? Is it 15 per stinger?
Actually, what is it? I think it's 15. I know it's 15 to transform. There's only 10.
Oh, nice.
Only 10.
You got one stinger. Which arm?
The right arm. The arm that's mostly going to be the punching arm. Or one grabs.
Okay. As you have now formed yourself into a wasp humanoid shape, you now suddenly expunge a great stinger from your right arm. As the rest of you are going, I'm going to say, most of you, except from Cloak, roll me either an insight or a perception.
I am going to roll insight. So,
because Cloak just said something, but no one seemed to pay attention to it. So I'm gonna see if anyone gets it.
I'm rolling perception.
Oh, you put capital D. It's a lower D. D. Okay. Oh wow. 22 insight. 11 insight. 7 perception. And Adrian, what did you roll? Ah, you're now rolling.
Apologies.
That's alright.
Insight or perception, did you say?
Either of the two, yes.
Okay, well, it's going to be perception, because that's the one I have a modifier in.
Anyone who got under a 10, basically it's just background noise at this point. Anyone who got above a 10, you kinda heard Cloak say something. So did you roll perception, Adrian? Adrian, did you roll perception or insight? Oh, is Sam disconnected?
you.
Hey, I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know.
Is that perception?
No, we can't hear you.
Oh, gone.
Okay, right. So, Insighters. We'll just go to you two Insighters. Basically, you sort of heard what he said, Fletcher, but you sort of pay no mind to it. You're like, okay, I'm pretty sure he said something. Could have been a snide comment. Can't honestly like register it right now. Okay, hello. Can you hear us?
I can hear you the entire time.
Awesome. What did you roll? Perception or insight?
perception because it's the only thing I have a modifier in.
That's fine. You heard Cloak say, I think, did you say this is stupid or all of you are stupid?
Yeah. It's like, man, these guys are stupid.
You say that out loud and they hear you. Now, as for Rakia, you hear it, but you know there's a reason behind it. There's some particular reason as to why he's saying this. Not only the fact that he's saying this, as he's saying these guys are stupid, but he's also saying it out loud. Not loud enough to actually try and get everyone's attention, but out loud enough that maybe if you pay attention to what I'm saying, you might have something to gain from it.
Yeah, I'm just sort of like, well, I sort of go up to him a little bit, sort of like a curious dog, and I'm like,
Why are we? Why you say that?
Well, why should we be walking down to this beach where some supposed crazy flame guy may or may not be?
Well, we need points and badges. There might be loads of people in the beaches. Also, I'd like to see how this drama plays out, Adrian. I'm very invested now.
We don't really need points or badges.
Yes, I do. You need a badge in order to get in. I haven't got any badges.
Well, if you promise to listen to me and not follow around people blindly, why don't you just ask for a badge?
Do you have a badge?
Of course I have a badge.
So those of you who got above a 10, you're hearing this conversation, by the way.
Can I have a badge?
I do my biggest puppiest eyes.
If you don't blindly attack the next few contestants that we run into.
And just Rakia's just sort of thinking for a moment, like,
Okay.
As
I guess I will roll insight.
yeah, I guess is that truth or is that a deceit, Rakia?
no, Rakia believes it to be true, yes.
Okay. At that point, just roll insight. You're not sure if Rakia is or isn't lying, but all you know is that, like, it seems as though Rakia believes it, but you're not sure. I mean, they have no reason to. They have no reason to lie, and in this sudden moment of insight, you think it's not like they have never not listened to you before. in this sudden burst of incredible amount of insight.
Yes, perhaps I pull a badge out from under my robe.
Just sort of like, it's the kindest gift ever, and I'm just like almost shaking as I put it upon myself.
So I want to point out that, like, any of you and all of you at this point, Felix, Fletcher, and Adrian, even if you're not looking, this might make you look, as you just hear large gasps from Rakia. As this is up to you, but it may force you to turn around, and it may force you to see the current situation that is happening, which is Cloak taking a badge that is not currently one of the ones that he is wearing, as he is you've only got one currently visible, haven't you?
Yes.
As he proceeds to take one that is not the one that is currently visible, and proceeds to give it to Rakia.
Sounds like Rakia is getting something that she likes.
Rakia is just so very happy. Just so just the happiest you've ever seen Rakia.
As you guys have been continuing to walk for a few minutes, it finally gets to the point where it's no longer even ground, but you can now see down. It's sort of going downhill as some of the trees open up. You can start seeing some stuff. All of you, roll me perception.
Perceptione.
Let's see how far we can see.
Okay, plus 6.
Excellent.
Oh man.
Must be the one time Adrian actually sees something.
Okay, so we've got 16, 5, 13, 14, and 9. Rakia, how do you keep getting these terrible rolls?
Rakia, at this moment, Rakia's just been given the best gift that she's ever received in her entire life, so she's sort of kind of a bit overwhelmed. And it's from the person that she least expected, so it's just like, happy, just almost tearing up a little bit. Just looking at it, it's like... I can get...
But I think I guess the racer isn't as bad as I thought.
So, as you look out from on high, as you are halfway up the mountain, you see some smoke here, there, and everywhere around different sort of locations. A sudden massive arc of lightning going off quite a few 100 meters away from the base of the mountain, off in the random field. You can hear gunshots, some of you. It's all just a mess. However, you do see where the closest route to one of the beaches are. Now, obviously, since this is a small island, the beach, once you get to it, you can just go all the way around. You can even see a small, river that sort of cuts off the base of the mountain to a certain other part of the island. Almost like a fissure that sort of cracks. Yeah, a fissure that sort of cracks the island, and it sort of goes from the beach all the way into a good sort of portion of the island itself, like as if it was broken long ago. You also notice that on top of you see quite a few things going on, like explosions and flames and lightning. You also sort of notice something also quite weird, which is like a large sort of purple smoke coming from sort of an area sort of more sort of south of the island, so sort of directly ahead of you guys, but it's a good almost 800 meters away from where you guys currently are. Well, sorry, 800 meters from the base of the mountain, so almost a kilometer away.
Any green fire, do we say?
Sadly, no green fire at the moment, but you do, as I said, you do see this weird purple smoke. You do see a couple of other fires, but none of them are different colours. They're just red or orangey sort of flames. As for the rest of you, you sort of see bits and bobs of the same sort of things. However, you don't notice the purple smoke. As you stare out upon the rest of the island, what is the plan that you come up with?
Could I roll power knowledge to see if I could tell what's causing the purple smoke?
You can't see the purple smoke because you haven't noticed it. Because only one person got above 15.
Fair enough.
Roll of creativity to come up with something and get the help from the DM for how to proceed.
I mean, your knowledge of what you see is quite limited due to your 9.
Can I attempt to roll ingenuity? Worst case scenario, I will try to plan.
You can come up with ingenuity. What specifically are you hoping to sort of come up with? What's the end goal that you want to have?
A way to get down to the A way to get down to the beach without having to go through any of the fields of battle.
Okay.
Care about any of the other fights at this time.
Okay. So in other words, the fastest and most efficient way to get to the beach.
Yeah, that's a great score, Sam.
Straight ahead.
But we can roll stealth. Or stealthy. Into the background.
Ah, yes. Stealth.
I can roll stealth, you know. Alright, I'm a roll stealth, so I'll go with that sort of plan. So,
I'm always rolling stuff.
I'm going. Yeah, so I have to figure out what my modifier is for it.
I did stealth.
Okay,
So I have super
you got-
dexterity.
You got a
Yeah.
14. Holy cow. Cloak got a 25.
I got
And
9.
Told you, I'm always
But
stuff.
the super dexterity
I
help.
like how the two people who don't currently have super dexterity or a power that enables them to be stealthy have the highest stealth rating. It's like, what's your power? Oh, I can become really big and bulky and super powerful, but I can only use it for short periods of time, so I'm not using it right now. And then suddenly I'm one with the shadows, and it's like, oh, I basically don't even have a power. And I become one with the darkness itself. And then these three are just like, yeah, we're all got super dexterity or the ability to basically be very quiet. It's just like, am I being stealthy?
What?
Whisper quiet, guys!
To be honest, it makes sense that Adrian would not be stealthy. They're not that subtle.
Yes, fair enough. Also,
They-
despite your super dexterity, you are not used to being stealthy. Because you often
Yeah.
find that stealth is the coward's way of fighting.
More or less, you see Adrian attempt to do like the Metal Gear thing of just ducking down and looking for sight bars and hiding behind things.
Ooh, looking
And
for a
then
box.
very
behind
visibly moving their head to look behind trees.
If only I had a cardboard box.
If only. Oh, if only I wasn't in wasp mode, I could have made myself.
That is
Out
true,
of
actually.
mud.
Out of mud, just a mud covering. Okay, so you're all attempting to stealth as you go down the mountain. As you continue to do so, I shall do some rolls, and what I'll do is I'll do some rolls for every 100 meters. I will do rolls for every 100 meters, and then after about maybe a 400 meter mark, I'll get you guys to roll an endurance. Actually, no, because you've got. I just realised you've got to get over somewhere. So hang on a sec. So this is the first 100 meters. So I'll just roll something. Okay. If there are anyone around you, whether or not you have or haven't been able to sense them, no one has been able to sense you, or at least no one seems to notice any of your party as you continue for another 100 meters. I will now see if anything else notices you. Okay, so Adrian. Oh wait, no, sorry. Everyone re-roll. So every 100 meters, I'll make you guys re-roll.
Okay, yeah.
So you have to
Allow
now beat
me.
an 11.
That's a
Again,
tough game.
Felix, my guy.
Here comes my dreadful roll.
My calmness is my stealth. I am one.
Everyone's gonna get just enough now.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, come on. Do it.
Oh no.
This is what happens when I play a rogue in a different campaign. My skills just transfer over.
So,
I never was good at playing a rogue.
Adrian, as you're sort of like
between us, just keep his head down.
Adrian, as you're sort of like ducking and looking for sight bars, you suddenly just hear someone just go, "Hey, there's someone over there!" As there just seems to be some
That noise.
rando who just starts running towards you with a gun as they attempt to start firing upon you. How would you like to?
And I shout, "You do not see us."
Yeah, they don't see any of you guys, but they only see Adrian at this point. What would you like to do as a reaction?
Can I look? I mean,
I don't suppose, can I attempt the art of intimidation to like make myself look bulkier, and just kind of like say, "No, you don't."
I'd say you could if it weren't for the fact that they're attacking you and you don't have any ability to make charisma reactive at this point.
Well, you know what? Considering I'm going to attempt just to block it, but considering my high, like, not deflection, my physical resistance, I'm going to hope that doesn't actually do any damage.
Okay, alright.
Aim for the wristband.
And then I can then like say,
antimatter bullets.
"Oh God, don't do this to me." Let's say 4 plus 3 plus. $24.
Okay.
24 for blocking.
As he starts trying to fire at you, you put up both of your hands to block the shots. Let's roll.
Don't forget my gauntlets.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not forgetting your gauntlets. Don't worry about that.
Plus 4 physical.
As they fire at you, they hit your gauntlets, both of them. As they break through your gauntlets and then break into your onto your arms. As they do so, since you successfully blocked, it then hits your chitin. As it does that, they basically go no further. They don't break through your chitin. Your exoskeleton is perfectly durable enough. As the bullets just basically, they sort of like embed themselves into the concrete sort of like rock, like armbands that you've got, and they don't go any further into your own flesh. As the guy sort of like does this, since he's point blank, you are allowed to now counterattack if you do so wish, because you got way above his roll.
Can I attempt just to grab the gun and just break it in my hand?
Absolutely. Roll strength.
Okay. Say 3 plus 4 plus 3 is 7. I have super strength if that helps.
Yeah, you know what? I'll roll disadvantage for the gun. That's an 8. Yep.
Yeah.
As he's just like, what? You just grab the butt of his gun, yank it out of both of his hands, grab the other back end of it, and just snap it like as if it's a twig against your leg. As that happens, I'ma say, roll intimidation.
Please tell I have an advantage because I with that.
No, but this guy doesn't have any modifiers.
I just showed that.
I have gotten.
Oh my god,
Oh,
he's beat
God.
it. Oh, you just beat
I
him.
got 2. As he just just runs away. He just goes, "No, please don't kill me! Oh my god!" He then disappears as like parts of his body are falling apart. Like he's suddenly like turning purple and translucent. He goes, no, as he fades from existence. And then you suddenly look at your armband. You have now gotten an extra 25 points.
What? Did he just... What? Did he just die from embarrassment?
No, he didn't die from embarrassment. He lost the will to continue fighting since the gun is all he had. Weak-willed. His heart
God.
truly did not desire whatever was at the goal enough, clearly. But obviously none of you guys know that. It's like, okay, did I just kill him with my mind? What happened to this guy? But yes, since you don't know anything about that.
To be honest, I don't think Adrian actually even bothered looking as soon as they broke the gun and the man began running away. Adrian just began moving forward.
I will say at least some of you notice it though. As this goes on, Adrian, you continue going forward. As the rest of you roll me again, stealth. Whilst I now roll for your next 100.
I'm gonna roll stealth as well.
Not gonna lie, that's pretty awesome.
Oh my!
I got 8.
Goodness.
Holy cow, Felix! I am the night.
20, baby!
I am darkness. I am Fletcher. No.
Fletcher.
So as you guys are sort of like again becoming one and sort of ducking and hiding in bushes and trees and even just sort of like keeping low to the ground, Fletcher, you actually, funnily enough, stumble upon someone. As you sort of like snap a twig and you just look up and you just suddenly see this one guy who's just like got his back to a tree as he just sort of like looks up, looks at you as you look at him, and he's like, well, this is awkward. As he seems to be squatting.
My apologies, good sir. I will go leave you to your business.
Roll me diplomacy or just flat charisma. Bloody hell.
Oh no.
Are you 19?
Plus 2?
I'm leaving you, Connor.
Holy cow! Yeah. He just looks at you. Yeah. Okay. As you just walk on. Yeah, everyone re-roll stealth as you now go on for your 400 meters. You're now at the base of the mountain. You've now gone down the entire base of the mountain. You're now on flat ground again.
Alright, still not bad.
What?
Holy cow, Rakia. Jeez.
Oh,
I am the night.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No one gets noticed.
finally, we're all stealthy.
You are all in sync with your stealth. However, you now come to a river. You don't know how deep it is, but you've now come to the edge of a riverbed. It's at least a good 10 to 12 meters wide, so it's quite a distance from one side to the other. What do you do?
What if I use across the river?
Can we build a bridge?
Or if you require, we could attempt just to push a log over and use that as a bridge.
You know, Arakia is just sort of like thinking, I know what to do. It's just like, and I'm gonna, I'm gonna just sort of say, me. I'll get the tree. And I'm gonna try and use my ability.
I'm gonna say any of you guys roll me an intelligence except from Rakia. Since Rakia is very excited.
I suspect only bad things. 11.
Intelligence, you say?
Oh,
Just the move that makes a lot of noise.
Game chat, dude. Go to dice rolls. Go to dice rolls, baby.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay, Felix, so you got a 16. This is going well for you. Cloak, let's see what you've gotten.
Intelligence, is it?
Intelligence, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Big break.
Okay, well, I will say the two who got 11 and 13, you're just like, okay, so at least Rakia could cut the tree down. She was able to do so previously. Felix, you're just like, this isn't a good idea, because you guys have been stealthing. If a tree is not only cut down in any form, it makes a lot of noise, and therefore all of you would technically be broken out of stealth, or at least Rakia would, and then you guys getting over the bridge, or over the log or the tree, everyone would be flocking towards you. So it's that thing of, even though your stealth wouldn't be broken, it basically is the equivalent of all your stealth being broken. Do you attempt to stop Rakia before she does so?
Yeah. Rakia. I don't think this is a good idea. We're trying to stuff. And succeeding at that mostly. This would just... I feel like this would draw too much attention. You know, they say... If a tree falls into the woods, would anyone hear it at all? The answer is yes. Because Turn towards the tree.
I love that.
I've heard of that before.
Rakia gives a Sam answer before saying no. Rakia says,
What if I cut down the tree stealthily?
No.
Why don't you call me out like that, Alex?
you know, Rakia, sad Rakia noises. You know, Rakia just like goes sad, sits down sadly. No, cutting down the tree.
So, how would any of you guys like to think of a plan? You can either try and come up with something on the cuff, or obviously you can try and roll ingenuity or creativity. It's up to you.
I mean, as I said, I could just fire across the river one by one.
That is also true.
I'm gonna try creativity as well because I've got some in my creativity, and goodness knows I do like to build up my wisdom. Yay!
Okay. I will consider that a success to some
that's
regard.
not creativity. That's even. Oh yeah, it is. No, it's even more. Sorry, I'll have to re-roll that again because I have a +3 in creativity as well.
It's up to you if you want to keep the modifier or if you want to re-roll it. I don't mind too much.
Okay. Yeah,
because that'll be a 28, and I'll be nice. Because I already said that's a success,
28.
so I'll allow it.
28. Yeah. Sorry, that was my bad.
That's fine. Anyone else want to roll anything, or do they want to wait until they hear what Rakia has to say?
I'm alright.
Is the river deep all the way through, or is it shallow at some
You
points,
have
on
no
the side?
idea how deep it is, but it is at least sort of a little bit shallow on you're sort of close to the edge. You don't know if it's that shallow all the way. You can't really see because it's got so much light reflecting off of it from the sun that it's very difficult to see.
So I can't wash my clothes in it?
I mean, you can, but again, unless if you want to be doing this, it's up to you. You can do whatever you'd like. You can do as you
plenty of
wish.
time to get the blood off me later.
Okay, there
Plenty
we
of time
go.
to get
I
the blood
mean,
off my
do you say
clothes.
that out loud, Fletcher?
Yes.
Okay.
Adrian might actually agree with you because they are covered in gore
Caked.
this time.
Caked
If they're
in gore.
And if they're going to go into the fight, they want to be clean. They might actually like a good idea. Actually, I would.
Wait, really?
For what I'm going to do, I'd rather not look quite this bloody.
One's appearance.
In that regard, I can then. Going to do that, I could then allow me to use my other power, that we can just build a bridge across.
I mean, you would have to de-transform for that. and,
So, I will say this before anyone says anything else. Rakia, your two ideas that you came up with was A, being flown across. B, seeing if you can swim across. So it's like either fly or swim. And the other idea. So you had two ideas. So the first one was like we could swim or fly. Like either way, we could just basically see how bad it is, or just basically go over it. The other one, however, is literally as Adrian was going to say, which was, couldn't Adrian just attempt to build a bridge? It is a little longer than Adrian's range, but Adrian could still then reforge the last 2 meters if anyone seriously could not jump over that 2 meter gap. So anyway, yeah, there you go.
I prefer the. I mean, now that you're transformed, it might be the downside to like the second one. You know, the bridge is that you will have to de-transform, and we know how finicky your powers can be. So it might be easier just to fly us all across. You know, that is my meta way of saying that. So I will say it's up to Adrian really whether he wants to transform or not.
Joe.
You would probably de-transform just so they can make some privacy when they're cleaning their clothes.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah. Adrian's not just going to strip down in front of all of you and just like, hey.
Fair enough.
Adrian will de-transform form, and then
Roll for structure.
create. Okay.
Roll that structure, baby.
Roll that structure. Roll
Okay,
that
what do you make?
I think we've lost Anna.
I think we might have lost that. Yeah.
He's gone.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. Okay, sorry. Yes, Fletcher, you wanted to ask me a question.
Could I roll investigation and, depending on the outcome, describe what I do?
What are you trying to investigate?
The river.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
Plus one. Never mind.
Okay.
I can't find what I was looking for.
So I don't know, is Sam back?
Sam!
Okay.
Hello?
Oh, there we go. Yes,
Yeah.
Sam, what were you trying to make with your structure?
Well, to start off, I'm going to build a bridge across,
Okay.
or at least most of the bridge. I'd say I'm going to use my phone now instead of my laptop because it seems to be the thing that's finicking me about.
Okay. Yeah, it's still relatively clear coming in here, so that should be fine.
That's good to hear.
So yeah, you make a bridge. So what happens is all of the ground, rocks, and pebbles under the water or in the water start moving, shaping, and sort of melding together until they form a bridge above the surface of the water. It extends out to almost all the way to the other end of the riverbed.
Yeah, essentially I'm making like a dam.
Sort of, yes, as it does seem to start sort of cutting off as water does start sort of overflowing over the bridge a little bit, but it still sort of works. At least you now know it's not anywhere near as shallow for your compatriots to stand on.
And then I shall walk across the bridge to the other side. And then I will make a booth. Privacy booth. So that I may clean my clothes.
Fair enough. So when you get to the edge of this bridge, there's still like water that is sort of rushing around and over the bridge, but it just cuts off 2 meters before you get to the actual bed. You can see a little bit more. It's not that deep, but it would be about knee height for most people. How tall are you?
I don't think I'm that tall.
Like,
You're a knee high.
To be honest, I always imagine I'm slightly smaller than 2 meters, probably.
well, I mean, like most people would be.
No, I should say it. Like, probably about 5 inches, like 5, not 5 inches, 5 foot, probably 5. I want to say 5 foot 5.
Okay, yeah, no, that's not too bad then. It comes up to it comes up to about your sort of waist height when you get off the bridge. So it's just up to your waist. And then you say that you are now going to attempt to make a booth.
No, I'm not.
It does not work. The river is slightly colder than you anticipated. Shivers go down your entire... Well, shivers go up throughout your entire body, and you gasp slightly.
And that stops me from making a booth.
Absolutely. The rest of you, do you walk across this water-covered bridge?
Oh, hell yeah, I do.
Bridge! Bridge! Bridge!
As you go and do so, you get to... Most of you who get to the end of the bridge, how do you get off? As the riverbed, like the actual sort of ground level, is around about 1.5 meters, if not 2 meters, away from the edge of the bridge.
I'm going to attempt to jump like a Labrador.
So, to try and avoid getting
Yeah.
in the water as deeply as Adrian. Go ahead.
Alright. Big leap!
Fletcher, what about yourself?
I'm going to do something that I have not attempted yet.
Another natural 20. Jeez.
She's beauty and she's grace. She'll rip off all face.
Okay.
Getting so many effects. I'm so happy. Like I'm getting there in no time.
So, yeah. So, Fletcher, what were you saying?
I'm going to try something I haven't done this entire time.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my stick, and I'm gonna vault.
Okay. Is that a
Vault
usage
from the end of
style?
the bridge. Yeah.
Okay. So roll, I
Either
guess.
that or it's
I think
from
it's
weapon proficiency.
Yeah, so if it's a usage style, it requires the roll of the proficiency and acrobatics, or well, proficiency and a stat. And I'm pretty sure Vault is acrobatics and thing. So you roll one, and then as long as you get the roll requirement of the first one, you then roll for the second one.
Okay, so I rolled a net
Okay.
for acrobatics. Sorry.
Okay. More than likely, that would probably be the 10 or above, and then your proficiency would be 15 or above. Yep. So that succeeds. Let's see the other one.
And then I roll my staff proficiency.
Yes.
Okay. If it fails, I'm taking a bath.
Oh, yes, and a lot more of a bath than Adrian did. No, you no. It's a shame, because that's the one that needs a 15. As you sort of, like, gracefully jump, and then sort of land on your staff, sort of almost try and swing around to sort of launch yourself off. When you jump and then land your staff, you then attempt to spin. The staff slips on the watery surface of this rock-like bridge, and you then full-on just plunge into the water. As you do so, roll me an endurance.
You Fletcher.
As I said, this is water that is shocking to the system. Okay. So it shocks your body due to the cold, but you don't breathe in. You resist. You're eventually able to come up for air as it's as where you're off. It's up to your it's up to sort of like, how tall are you actually, Fletcher?
5'9".
Okay, so this comes up to sort of your chest, as this is slightly deeper than where Adrian is standing, as it's a little further back. But thankfully, when you stand up, yeah, it comes up to your chest.
At least I'm clean.
Felix, how do you dismount from this? Or do you just walk off, plunge into the water, and just walk through
I think Felix isn't going to try to bother jumping or vaulting, or Felix is just going to get in at like the last bit and just swim or walk.
Fair enough. How tall is your character?
I'd say they're about 6'1". They'd get a bit taller if they were in their transform. I'd say they're getting close to 7 foot.
Fair enough. So, what happens in this moment is that you get down into the water, and it comes up around about sort of just under your hips, about sort of just over your. They're sort of halfway up your knees. The water. As you sort of continue forward and you just walk on, you get onto the riverbed. It's now the time for Cloak. What do you do?
Are there any... What's nearby?
In what regard?
Around us, are there any trees or something like
Racket didn't cut down a tree, so the cloak's going to.
Yes, there are trees. They're about like 5 or 10 meters away from the actual river, riverbed. Either side, give or take a few meters.
much?
Much indeed. What is your plan?
I don't know, it's not actually that far down, is it?
I mean, you don't know how deep the water is. However, you do have a bridge that goes over and just off to the side.
Well, yes, I'll probably use the bridge.
Okay. So I assume that you attempt to walk across the bridge.
Yes.
Now, what do you do when you get to the end? Do you jump off it, or do you just allow the water to take you?
Is there anything on the other side of the bridge?
Like a riverbed, like just rocks and gravel. So you have like 2 meters jumping distance that you need to clear. So what is the plan?
Jump.
You could ask one of us for assistance. I'm in the water.
You could just like step on his head as a stepping stone onto the ground.
Please, no, not the head.
So, if you do, it is an acrobatics roll to jump.
Yeah, I mean, he's got his staff, hasn't he? That's
Who does?
I mean, Fletcher he's just holding his staff, right?
Yeah, why?
Could I, like, wrap my rope around it and then kind of jump off and launch myself from it?
I mean, that'd still be a usage style at that point, where you're just trying to throw the knife to wrap around the staff, you jump and then pull it so that then you just launch over his head, using his pole or staff as a sort of flinging point. Like a slingshot.
Yes.
Okay, I guess roll the usage style and we'll see if it fails. I'm now wondering if Cloak is now going to be taking a dip.
Our greatest enemy, the river.
What are you talking about? That was really tricky.
What are you doing?
Oh wait, that's...
Is it a 15 or above?
Yes, however, I don't actually move yet, because that's just to throw it.
Oh, okay. So you throw it, and all that happens is it like slightly stabs into... Actually no, it tinks off the end of like one of his spear tips on the end of his staff. It does not wrap around, so you are still on the riverbed.
It's quite an awkward situation.
You just literally like... Eraser has just like attacked your staff tip. He just threw his knife and it hit it, and then he just like used this rope to pull it back. It's like, what are you doing?
Do you need a hand?
Yes.
Okay. You can stand on my shoulders, I guess.
I guess roll dexterity or acrobatics.
Yeah, I guess. Acrobat.
I like how, you could have just rolled acrobatics in the first place. You are now standing on his shoulders.
I wanted to look fancy.
Okay. You now have someone standing on your shoulders.
I carry him to the other side.
Fair enough. Where I'm assuming you dismount.
Yes.
Okay. So, Adrian,
Welcome.
you are waist deep in water, and everyone else has sort of like had a little bit of a splash or not. Those of you who wish to wash your clothes, you may do so if you'd like, or you now may continue attempting to stealth across the island.
I mean,
So,
I'm going to attempt once again to make a booth, and then hopeful that it will work.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm hungry
That's it.
since I went under. I'm clean.
Yeah, like, clean as you're going to be at this point, yeah. Like, you're no longer caked in it, it's still staining your clothes, but yeah, it's a lot cleaner than it was. Let's put it this way, when you fell into the water, if anyone was looking at you, there's just like suddenly like a large sort of like muddy dirt cloud that came up before you did.
Breathe it in.
You touch the ground, and you then start altering the structure of it to make it into the shape that you wish. How do you do so, and what does it look like?
It looks like, more or less, surrounding me, like it's like a meter box, but with a roof. Like more or less, you like the curtains they use for whenever you go to the shops to get some new clothes to try them on.
Cubicle. So it's basically like a cubicle. Yeah. So it's like what a couple meters tall, but about a meter wide, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Curtain is made of water.
No, I can't control water. It's made of pure rock or mud or whatever's around me.
So you now have a cubicle. I take it you. I'm just trying to think. Okay, so you make a cubicle. I'm assuming that you're taking your clothes off so that you can wash them in the water, correct?
No, I'm going to use the bucket of water I have. The reason I wanted the river was so that then I could refill the water without having to waste all of it.
Fair enough. Okay. So you sort of like fill it up, pour it on your clothes on the inside of this place. So in other words, you never leave the cubicle naked.
No.
Okay. Whilst this is going on, what's everyone else doing? Now I know that Felix, you've sort of gotten into the whole thing of all right, I'm going to now quickly stealth. So you've now stealthed away with your 11. What's anyone else doing whilst they're waiting for Adrian, who, for some reason, has just made a cubicle for themselves?
I'm not gonna go. I'm just gonna sort of decake myself a little bit. I'm not really liking. Rakia doesn't really like the water very much because it's cold, but try and clean herself up a little bit before stealthing again.
Okay.
And everyone else seems to be doing it, so she just wants to fit in.
Cloak, your clothes are probably some of the cleanest, ironically, although you do still have some spots of blood
Just get
on yours.
a new spot.
So,
Different.
no, I was talking about Cloak. But Rakia, you don't have a lot of blood on your stuff anyway. I actually forgot to ask this. What exactly are you dressed with? Like, what kind of clothing are you dressed with?
Beginning, I'm wearing a sort of a summer dress with red cherries on it.
That's it.
Yeah,
So,
and I've got like my little.
it's got
kid on the front.
some of the Generation Bear and Cow blood on it, as you sort of like get rid of that. However, most of the enemies that you've killed, most of their blood doesn't really get on you, so you're fine. However, you do have a large slash on it where you got cut by Miyamoto. So you're sort of like a little annoyed about that. Most of you do actually have cuts and like sort of tears and rips in your clothing. The most severe amount of damage to anyone's clothing is actually funny enough, is actually Adrian. As Adrian, your clothing is slightly burned, cut, torn, all sorts of damage all over it.
Is there any chance I could use my powers to mend them?
Absolutely. Roll structure to mend clothes.
Yes,
You-
I
you-
mend my clothes.
You mend your clothes. It takes a little while to do so, but you do so, and now you have wet, but definitely cleaner and sorted out clothing. As cloak, I'm assuming that you're probably not going to, because although that you do have cuts and weirdly enough holes in certain parts of your clothes aren't that badly damaged.
I'm just gonna sneak away.
Okay, you're gonna roll stealth?
Yeah.
Okay, roll stealth. You have stealth with a 24. So Felix is 11, Cloak is 24 in stealth. Okay. Once the rest of you have sort of cleaned up your clothes a bit, you sort of know roughly where the others went. So as you sort of begin to head off, Adrian, you place your clothes back on you before leaving, I'm assuming. Otherwise, what was the point in that?
I do my best to dry them off, and then I'm going to go into chitin mode, so I won't so much feel the cold of them.
Roll wasp form. You can either
Or
turn
not.
into wasp or wasp hybrid.
I mean, I don't turn into. I feel the roll to turn to hybrid mode, so I don't
that's
do it. And then I'm just going to empty the thing of water, of blood water, and then refill it with nice, cool, clean water.
Fair enough. Okay, Rakia, you are now stealth with a 22, and Fletcher, that's a 6 with your stealth, and
Oh, okay.
with your stealth you have now 8. Okay, well let's hope that this.
I'm glad Discord puts it in inverted commas whenever we do that. Stealth.
Okay, so this actually matches your stealth. I'm gonna roll a d100.
Oh no. I'm sorry.
Okay, so what happens is that you're all sort of stealthing and you're going across for about another 100 meters. So far you've gone about 300 to 400 meters. You're now about 100 meters away from the base of the mountain as you're continuing on, and then all of a sudden, Fletcher, what happens is you hear a twig snap off in the distance, and you see that it's none other than Adrian, just out in the open, sort of walking past something. As you hear a twig snap, you're like, okay, no. So that's them. I didn't stand on that twig. And then someone you hear just sort of turns around and goes, "What the hell is that?" As you turn around, and funnily enough, the twig didn't come from you, but because that you are in the same kind of direction as Adrian, this guy heard a twig snap and sees you standing out in the open. Of which that he then draws his weapon, which is a hammer, and attempts to attack you. How would you like to react?
Right there.
Stop
I would
right
like
there, criminal scum.
Oh shit. I didn't steal anything.
Oh!
You understand we pressed A on that sweet roll.
Fuck. He knew.
You can attempt to react, although I really hope that you also get a natural 20 of some kind. Oh god, no. This is the one person who can't take a hit right now. Help.
And of course, he's aiming for my head.
He is aiming for a rough direction, maybe towards your head. Let's be honest, would it surprise me?
Right now, he's a carpenter, and I am a nail.
Right now, you are a tent peg about to be driven into the ground.
Please be intangible. Come on, you can do it.
Oh, good lord!
Can I roll to phase into the earth?
You can roll whatever you like, but if it ain't a natural 20, it ain't gonna work. You can still try though.
Roll for power.
That's such that's such a beautiful roll. But not only does it not beat this guy's roll, but also it's not a natural 20. So As he sort of goes, swings this hammer down like this. I want to point out it is still sort of, as you said, carpenter's hammer, sort of a claw hammer. As he goes, just hits you right in the face with it. As he deals a d6 plus 2. However, since he's hitting you in the face, it is also then plus 4. Sum total of damage you take is 10 points of damage as you get hit in the face. Roll me a nerve. Or willpower. It's up to you.
Both the same. I will go with willpower.
Okay. You try with all your might, but your might is not enough as you scream out in pain. As you have just been hit in the face, and it's hitting your bad cheek.
Every time it's in the face!
The guy looks confused at you, but nevertheless is ready to attack you again, as it is now your turn in this situation of combat. All of you can hear this. All of you can hear this.
I was just yeah. I mean, does Fraser know where I am? And because I want to just sort of ask his permission.
I'd say at the moment, if he speaks to any of you, it will break your stealth, because obviously, if it's directed at you, that means that it's bringing attention to you.
Ah.
Or at least grants this guy the chance to do so. So, Fletcher, what would you like to do during your turn?
Let's see.
Since this guy has hit you in the face. He has made a mockery of you and your clan.
I'm rolling to smack with Phase Cutter.
Okay, roll. Nice. Okay, the powers work. Let's see if the staff works.
And if it gets over 15, I would hope we're combo.
Okay, he attempts to block, but obviously this ain't gonna work. And obviously you've got above the requirement for combo, so hit him, and then we'll see what happens afterwards.
Just before I smack him, said, "This is nothing personal, but I'm venting my frustrations on you right now."
I like the idea that you go, nothing personal, thwack, and then you go, but I'm putting my frustrations out, and you just smack him again. Even if he's dead by the first attack. You don't need to hit him again.
I'm hitting him with the blunt part of my weapon.
Okay, alright. Holy sugar. Okay, yeah, nice. +1. Okay, it doesn't cause an injury somehow, but you do get to roll for another attack, so roll for another attack, and I will roll for this guy.
Ah, natural 1! Oh, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
That's close. It was close.
Oh, hang on a sec. No, I forgot he's unconscious. He only has 15 health. The second roll was just to see whether or not you hit him, sorry. So yeah, you do smack him around the face, and then you just go to sort of swipe at him again, but he already falls to the ground. I'm going to delete that.
Smack him, I was like, oh shit, he's dying.
Quick, he's dying, beat him up!
So yeah, you just take the guy out straight away.
Nice. Very, very nice.
Let's take a big sigh.
Everyone roll stealth again.
Can I roll to investigate?
Yeah, you can roll to investigate if you want to see if there's anything on this guy. Damn, Felix.
Very nice.
Another 18. Oh wait, no, that's a 10. It's getting lower and lower, but I don't know why, but I feel like Felix is going to be the one who ends up Just like that moment where someone tries to fight him, he just bolts up and they're like, yeah, nah, I'm done. Okay, here we go. I'm now going to roll 11. So, how many people have got under or equal to 11? Let's see. Cloak,
Fletcher again.
Fletcher, and Felix.
That's
okay.
my investigation.
Oh, okay. You don't find anything on him other than the hammer?
Oh, okay.
I take the hammer. Fuck
Fair
it.
enough. It's a +2 hammer. Well, it's +2 claw hammer, I should say.
Ooh.
It's a tool rather than a weapon.
Does he
Yes.
get any
Still
points for
doesn't
that? Is he gone? Does he get any, points in his,
Yeah,
thingy
points.
You absolutely do. The guy who gets knocked out also eventually disappears, and you get an extra 30 points. And then Fletcher, roll for stealth. So far, it's 2 people who are being seen by the next set of people. So this will be the 500 mark.
So do I.
Okay. So as you lot are all sort of walking, towards your sort of area, you keep going further and further. Now I want to point out, at this point, Adrian, you are actually continuously looking at the sort of poison smoke up in the sky. You're coming to sort of the end of the trees, so it's like easier and easier to see the smoke from where you are. It's still quite a good distance away. However, I'm going to say all of you roll me a perception check.
Hell yeah.
Good fashion 3.
Oh no. At least Felix has gotten something.
Perception.
Yeah, just normal. Oh well, you can use your ability if you like. I've got that song stuck in my head now. Thanks, whoever it was just before the stream who did that to me.
I think it was you.
No, someone said it or did it, and then that just got me going. Okay, so perception was 3, perception 12, perception 12, perception 12. Oh, I thought you had that new mind ability,
Yes.
and you didn't use it. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, no, you don't really notice too much. However, Felix, you suddenly sort of hear something quite close to you. Sort of sounds like a metallic noise. Sort of like a couple of footsteps that are quite heavy, as you suddenly hear something wind up from behind you. What do you do? Hello?
I forgot I was muted.
Oh.
I was thinking, could I turn around? But as I'm turning around, try and like jump back away from the noise.
Absolutely. You can roll an acrobatics or an evasion to jump back.
Okay, let's see. I mean, that's either way. It's the same modifier.
That's fine. On the bright side, you're not rolling against anything yet.
Yeah, I'll say it's evasion.
Okay.
That's a 10.
So you jump back. You can go as far as you'd like within your move speed range. So you can go up to 30 meters or anywhere in between 0 to 30 meters.
God. It stinks being the American.
You can either go you can either go 1 or all the way up to 15 doors away.
Right. I would go. I think 1 door is enough.
Okay. So as you sort of backpedal like 2 meters away, you just basically see a guy with sort of like short, sort of like buzz-cutted hair and metal limbs, as it seemed as though he was about to punch you, and then instead of trying to continue when you turned around, he sort of looks almost surprised. Meanwhile, Cloak, You're sort of trying to focus on something. As that happens, you are, I'm going to say, roll dexterity or finesse with disadvantage. Ooh, actually, that matches. So, what happens is this guy. So, something grabs you from behind, and you sort of just like slither out real quickly. But, like, you sort of turn around and you just see a guy who's got like weird sort of bandage wraps around his hands and fingers. And he's like just wearing like small sort of green shorts and got bandage wraps around his feet. He has not got any shirt on. And he's sort of got like a couple of tattoos around parts of his arms. He looks sort of in a strange fighting stance, sort of almost like readying himself. However, with Fletcher, I'm just now having a look at your roll that you got on perception. Fletcher, you notice something sort of almost straight away as you suddenly hear a voice. As you go, I wouldn't go any further than that if I were you. But you can hear it from to your left.
Okay, I stop dead in my tracks and turn to my left.
As you see an archling, a red-skinned being, standing at around about 2.5 meters tall. This guy towers over you. He's in some kind of interesting sort of attire. He looks rather laid back. If anything, the kind of attire that he's in is sort of like a tank top, but he actually has like really interesting looking sort of like dress trousers and then really interesting looking dress shoes. He has a tail sort of lazily drooped around sort of like behind him and beautifully long and large black hair. He is clean shaven and he looks directly at you with beautiful piercing blue eyes. His demeanour sort of almost seems as if he's almost talking to you across the room, but he's about 2-3 meters away from you. He's almost point blank in front of you.
Can I roll nerve?
Absolutely. Whilst this is going on, Adrian, you got a... I'm just now having a look. Just trying to check what you rolled. You sort of keep your composure, but you feel frozen. Not like as if you can't even move. You can move, but it's like your body doesn't want to. Like, either fear or doubt. Rakia, you hear this
more
voice.
Like stunned.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Rakia, you hear this voice and you look over. You haven't been spotted, or at least you're pretty sure that you haven't. However, Adrian, you don't notice what's going on at all, and you continue going forward. You haven't heard anything or anyone, and you don't know where the rest of your team are. You are entirely oblivious because you can see more and more of the purple smoke, even though that it is around about still 400 meters away. It's still a great distance, but you could get there. So whilst this is going on, the rest of you are now hearing these voices and seeing these figures. As you hear this voice, he stands in front of you, Fletcher. And he says this. I wondered to myself for a long time if we'd ever meet. You know...
But I didn't know you lived.
So, where is Rakia and Adrian B. Crawford? I haven't seen them around. He sort of looks around. Still nonchalantly. Like, There is more relaxation in this guy's entire demeanor than there probably has been in your entire system over the last few minutes, hours, or even days. This guy is too relaxed. Like as if he is inside of a lounge, smoking and having a drink, rather than in the middle of a death tournament. But what's even weirder is that he named people.
Well, Rakia's definitely not coming out. Because that's scary.
I believe, Mr. Mototame, you have 4 teammates, correct?
Yes. As he stumbles over his words, trying to make his brain focus.
I believe you have a Mr. Felix Fatigue, and a man that you claim his name is Eraser. Not to mention the 2 that I just spoke about a second ago. But I only see 3 out of the 5. Where are the other 2?
Personally, I'm not sure. They went in a different direction when I got away from the beach. That river.
Yes, you just came from the mountaintop. Or at least halfway up the mountain itself. You're looking for the green flame user, correct?
I believe our friend Adrian is. I'm just following him.
Yes, we've been seeing quite a few of your fights, and we've been watching all of you carefully. Right by now, we should be having a good old-fashioned chinwag. Since I know that there's no possible way that Rakia would suddenly attack me in the middle of nowhere. Unless if she was right here, of course. Now, I must ask you, how many badges do you currently have, Mr. Mototame?
Just the one on the person.
You wouldn't be lying to me, would you?
I don't even think I could if I wanted to.
Good man. Perhaps we can leave all of this sour business, and perhaps you could kindly give me your current pin. What do you say to that? Fletcher?
Of course. Only if you meet me up after this tournament.
I don't see why not, as he has a devilish grin on his face, and he extends out an open hand. Rakia, you're the currently only one who is actually seeing and hearing this, from wherever you're hiding.
It's like, I gotta keep my promise to Eraser, and also, like, I'm invested in the drama. Like, what is going on here? Why is he giving a badge away? It's foolish. But I ain't coming out.
Okay, fair enough. Do you place the badge in his hand, Fletcher?
Of course. But first, after shaking it.
He takes the badge, and he places it on his tie. No, sorry, not on his tie, sorry. I suddenly imagine this guy in a tie. He places it on his belt, on his trousers. On his dress.
I'm sure Fletcher is imagining him in a tie.
God, let me see that tie. Thank you. That makes at least a good... how much is that now? He just has a think. 1, 2. That makes a good 13 now.
Congratulations.
As he sort of looks over at you. Now that I have that, I'm sure that the others will be gaining their badges soon enough. As we now come to Felix. Felix, you have turned around and you see this guy. You're 2 or 3 meters away from him. This guy has cybernetic arms, completely metal, and cybernetic legs, completely metal.
Okay. And he's in a fighting position as though he was about to punch me.
Yeah, he actually looks rather confused, and he then goes, incomprehensible. You should not have seen my attack coming. I believe that I was in stealth mode.
Whether or not I saw it, I heard it. And I am going to, I'm gonna bulk up and try and just uppercut him.
Fair enough. Roll for transformation. Or you can just transform if you want to use your power discovery.
I'll roll for transformation.
Okay. I'll get you one day with that. Yeah, you transform.
Oh boy.
Roll willpower to see if you randomly attack the closest living creature.
Okay.
You in
The
fact
answer would
do.
be yes.
Roll to attack.
Alright,
Good-
let's see.
Good lord.
So I'm at full stockpile. So currently 16.
Jeez.
Let me just quickly go through our DMs because I know you pinned.
Yes, yeah, I did, yeah. I'm also just looking at my stuff. Okay, so that's... Okay, there we go.
So it should be 6 plus depending if I want to do strength or dexterity.
So at maximum stockpile, I think you have.
I mean, for rolling to hit, I believe it's a +6 plus my strength modifier.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I think it's +8. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think your strength is now
Yeah.
+2, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
Good. Cool. Time to be the unstoppable bulldozer that you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time to punch this guy into next week.
As he attempts to dodge your attack, you just literally clock him straight in the face. As you launch him back. This is, I'm assuming, with super strength, yeah?
Yes, this is with strength.
As he attempted to dodge your attack, he just gets smashed straight in the face. Your fist, because you have now bulked up so big, encompasses his entire face as he just flies backwards a few meters. And sort of tears are welling up in his eyes purely because his whole face was just indented with a massive fist. As you deal damage, that is, roll damage.
I believe it's 2d10 plus 8.
I believe so, yes. Which also gives you a success in hand-to-hand, which is nice.
27 damage.
Oh yeah, because you just got the upgrade where you can add your strength and super strength to it now. I completely forgot about that. Oh my god. Holy cow. As you just bulk up, hit him straight in the face, and he just flies back immediately off into the distance. You just wait for a second, and nothing. You don't hear him getting back up, not whatsoever. And I also now have to roll for something, which, by the way, is disadvantaged because he ain't got no cybernetics on his face, and he's definitely got no powers. Oh, good lord. Oh, jeez.
So that was a success in hand-to-hand or martial arts?
That is a success in hand-to-hand.
Cool.
So as you punch him in the face and like he just flies off the end of your hand, he like you just could have sworn like blood is spraying from him, like as if he's a Catherine wheel. As he just keeps flinging back and he's spinning backwards whilst he's being launched back as he flies into a bush. As you could have sworn that you heard some unforgivable cracking noises when your fist entered his face. Not was introduced to his face, entered his face. As that dude is out for the count as you just one hit KO'd him. Oh god! Oh, that is so funny. And it's still not the end of your turn, because although that was an attack, that is your power's reactive attack. So
Yeah.
So yeah, what would you like to do with your other action?
Well, does anyone else look like they need help?
Roll perception.
Alright, well that is just...
Which I'll give you as a free action to roll, purely because you need to know what you're sort of looking around
Actually, wait, should be a -1, so 18 total.
That's still fine. That's still fine. As you look around, you catch, just in between some trees, you see Fletcher, that's about 10 meters away from you, and you see Cloak, aka Eraser, who's about 8 meters away from you. They're both in front of an opponent.
So it's Cloak and Eraser, right?
Fletcher and Eraser, who is Cloak. We now call him Eraser because of something that happened last session.
Right. I don't think Felix knows that.
Okay, so so there's the guy in a cloak who we call Cloak, who people in the team keep calling him Eraser now. You don't really know why, but people keep doing that. And then you've also then got Fletcher. One is in front of a large demon, sort of looking chap, and the other one is in front of a human who is roughly around about the same height and size as sort of Cloak's whole attire, since he's covered in cloaks and a sort of like thick gear. But the two opponents are very thinly dressed, except from the sort of the human dude, the guy. He's actually just like got practically nothing on but shorts and bandages around his hands and feet.
Okay. Does it look like the demon's actually like in combat? He's just now handing over he's taken something and placed it on his belt, and I'll say, since he got an 18 on perception, it's Fletcher's only pin. He's taken Fletcher's only pin. Yeah, Felix is gonna run up and just punch the guy.
Okay.
Like imagine him running down with his fist coming overhead, punching him down into the ground.
Oh, okay. So this is like a sort of, instead of an uppercut, it's like straight up like smashing him down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. As you do that, roll strength or dex. It's up to you. I
think since this is kind of like I'm running up, it should be dex.
Okay.
Same.
Do I hear this happening?
Not just yet. No.
So it's still +8, I believe, because same turn.
Jeez. Oh, jeez. He doesn't even like see it until it's too late. He's like, yes. Anyway, so where are the rest of your teeth? As a fist just crams into the right side of his face and starts bringing him backwards and then down into the ground. Roll for damage.
Oh yeah.
By the way, this is another success with martial arts.
Yeah. That's 15.
Okay. Do you now have martial arts level 3 or what is it?
I do. Brawler level 3.
Do you have that in martial arts, or is that hand to hand?
That's hand to hand.
Okay, so that wouldn't be with +8 then. So that would just be
Okay.
that would just be 7. So
So just be 7.
yeah, that's
14.
right. No, as in like that would only be 7 in total because you take away the 8.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Jeez. Okay, so I have to now get rid of the cyborg. I did not realise that you were going to take him down so quickly. Again, not a bad thing though, because I'm loving this. Good lord. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, as you like slam him into the ground very quickly, he again like Fletcher. This just happens in front of you, almost at like speeds that you didn't even notice until it was too late. As it now comes, Fletcher like opens his eyes, closes his eyes, opens them again, and suddenly the guy's on the floor, right underneath this giant like tower of muscle. As we now come to.
What the hell, man? We're just having a conversation.
As we now come to Eraser. So, Eraser, you're stood in front of this guy who's just like, sort of like, you know, stood in front of you. He tried to grapple you, and he's like looking at you in this like interesting looking fighting stance. His hand is up close to his chin, where his left hand is sort of closer down to his knees, as he's sort of like looking you on from a side view.
Yeah.
He's keeping rather compact.
How far away is he? Like, I mean, he's obviously in melee range, but is he like
2 meters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, you know what? I will ask him what he wants.
Okay, how do you say it?
Do you like it? Do you need a badge or something?
Well, I'd be lying if I didn't say that I didn't want yours, but I'm actually not too interested in exactly anything like that. I want to see how good you are against me. As he sort of rubs the tip of his nose with his thumb. You see, I want to actually see if I can beat you. They don't have any information on you, and quite frankly, none of your teammates even know your real name. But I have a feeling that I'm about to find out a lot about you. They call you Eraser. So, I'm assuming it's because you have the power to nullify powers. Well, that's not really going to work against me. So let's see how well that you'll do when half of your abilities are taken. He's sort of like lining up, sort of ready. Again, since it's your turn, he won't attack. Yet.
I'll spoil something for you now. I'm not really a fighter.
Oh, come on, I've seen your fights in your team. I know that you took down that copying dude. I also know that you were able to use that zombie guy's abilities against himself. And quite frankly, I also saw that you took down an entire Rajatal on yourself. Well, you did have a little help, but you landed the killing blow. That's not exactly easy, is it?
It was a cow.
Well, it was a bull. But, semantics either way. Those things are massive, stocked full of incredible amounts of muscle and power. And you're saying that that was nothing? You say that you're not a fighter? You hold that knife and brandish it like as if it's your weapon. So, if you're not a fighter, you're definitely fooling a lot of people. So, what next?
What is behind us, man? What is it,
There is a tree about a meter and a half away from him, behind him. So what would you like to do?
I mean, I can attempt muscle control, I guess.
Okay.
Because why not?
No, absolutely. Roll for it. Okay, so you got the 15.
They're both 10s, but it doesn't act. Never
Okay.
act.
No, it doesn't matter. You still got one action left.
I guess I'm coming over there, but I think what I might do is I might throw the kunai past him into the tree, kind of a bit like a feint attack, but then just use it to pull myself towards him and punch him.
So you're still using your usage style, but you're on purposefully missing the first shot to then sort of
Yes.
punch or kick him. Okay. Okay, so the first roll, geez, 21.
Does he react in any ways? Does he pass them?
I can try and see if he tries to react to it. He attempts to sort of like throw out his hand, like sort of almost like, oh, okay, so it's going towards my face. So he throws his hand up, sort of like to try and like sort of knock it back at the exact moment, but obviously fails because it goes right past his left shoulder and stabs into the wood.
I suppose I shall.
So as long as you succeed this second roll, you will hit him.
It's a success.
It is indeed a success as you launch yourself towards him, and I'm assuming punch or kick.
I guess I'll like kick him in the side of the head. Wait, is he on my right or left side?
Your dagger is on his left side, so yeah, technically, if you threw yourself, you could kick him on the left side of the head.
So I will do that.
Okay. Damn,
Some
nice.
damage.
That is some damage. You are correct. That is some damage. As you deal some damage to him. As we now come back to Fletcher. So actually no, we'll come back to Adrian. Adrian.
Not here.
I was.
Oh.
Adrian disappeared.
muted.
Okay,
He's still muted.
that's fine. So Rakia, you're still watching this. Then are you just going to let the rotation continue to sort of see what happens?
Yeah, I'm going to see what happens. If people are like really in trouble, then I'll, I'll step in. But otherwise, I'm going to do like this. Like there's story moments happening, and I'm eating some popcorn.
Okay, fair enough.
Again.
As we go to Fletcher. So.
Yep. Oh shit.
So you're right in front of this. He just got taken down by the massive, monstrous Felix, and he's just lying there, like with with his fist, like just with his fist in his face, as he just starts buffling.
You turn around to Felix, is like slightly annoyed. He's like, "Do you mind? We're in the middle of a conversation."
So,
Felix just grunts.
Can I help the guy back up?
It's up to Felix if he will allow this. Felix, do you allow this?
Felix will stand down or will step back.
Fair enough. Yeah, okay. You attempt to help this guy up. And like he's just sort of looking at you and he smiles. And he goes, "Thank you."
Alright, he always comes in at the most inappropriate times. Although you now know he is here.
That is true. I am now aware of his presence. So, this is the one that they call Felix Fatigue. Interesting.
I only knew his Felix. I never actually got his second name.
Well, I'm not too surprised. We were able to get all of your names down to an interesting point. We still have certain gaps in our knowledge on you.
You know all this about us, and yet I know nothing about you. May I have your name?
My name, Behemoth. It's Ascodian.
Pleasure.
Yes, pleasure indeed. He sort of wipes away some sort of like scuff on the sort of right of his lip. That was quite the serious attack. I might even have a headache later. Now, what exactly did you do with my compatriot, Mr. Fatigue?
Felix will just point in the direction that the guy went flying.
The soon-to-be corpse went flying.
Yeah.
I see.
The ragdoll.
You defeated him that quickly. Impressive. I must say so. Indeed. Well, that is one way of dealing with things, I guess. Now, I will have to be a bother. I have some friends of my own, of course, so I will be asking them for assistance from now on. Of course, you understand, don't you, Fletcher?
Allies and the such.
You sort of see from the background, you sort of see from the background just a person standing on a tree branch, sort of drawing a sword. And you then see another person, like, walking, like, basically, like, walking away. And then as they're sort of walking away from a tree, they suddenly lift up as wings start to beat behind them as they begin to fly. At first you think it could be Adrian, but no, this is definitely a wasp physiology user, but it's not Adrian Bright. Sorry, not Adrian Bright, sorry, Adrian B. Crawford. We come to Adrian just before we get to this bit. Adrian, roll me a perception.
I do apologize, I didn't know I was muted the entire time. I was there
fine.
for quite some time.
Don't worry. You still do not notice...
Adrian just goes blindly forwards.
As you continue to go forward, as we now go back to the rest. So, as he sort of like whistles, these two figures sort of appear from the darkness of the trees, as one is currently sat on a branch sort of brandishing like a sword, and the other one is now flying, only about a meter off the ground, so basically almost like levitation, but they are using their beating wings. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not exactly suited to fighting most opponents, especially ones as powerful as yourself, Mr. Fatigue. So I brought some friends of my own. Now, if you don't mind, they would love to play with you. As they sort of start getting, like, the one on the tree gets up and sort of drops down, and the wasp basically starts floating towards the two of you. The husk, Behemoth, he just walks slightly off to the side to allow these two to come up closer to you. As now, the wasp is floating so that he is actually like face to face, head height, perfect angle, like so he can look into your eyes, Fletcher, because this guy is actually like a good foot or a half, like shorter than you, so he has to fly so that he can basically be at like relatively the same height as you. And this person who is on the tree, they are brandishing this weapon, and they're wearing sort of like white and quite light blue clothing. They have sort of dark brownish hair, but they look about like a 5'1". They're shorter than you, and they're just looking up at you with a really calm face, like, now, it's time to begin. Behemoth, what of the other two? Adrian B. Crawford. You said that they were going to fight D. Roan. I said many things, but I did not anticipate that they'd be cowardly enough to run out on their own teammates. As for me, I have a way of specifically getting what I want. Well, if they're around, I'll find out soon enough, won't I? as he takes a deep breath, and he then shouts. As he then says, "Oh no, I have so many badges and quite a lot of points. If only there was someone to take this large load off of my lap. Now, if only there was some rather interesting creature of some sort. Perhaps a cute Huskodian girl. Maybe even a stalker, perhaps. I am so deeply interested. Roll me a nerve or a willpower, as this is a seduction."
I'm
And
gonna have to use a willpower because that's got less of a D modifier, and I don't like it.
okay, you're actually
like
quite
jealous.
smart to use a willpower. Let's just put it that way.
Please, no.
You are enticed by this so much so that you immediately start trying to hold back, but instead you feel like you must either attack this guy or present yourself in front of him. In other words, unstealth.
Well,
It's up to you which one that you believe.
I mean,
Raki would do.
might as well just attack him, really.
Okay. Go ahead. Make
God.
my day.
Jesus Christ. Well, Okay, right, let me just check what I can do here. I guess I could do my martial arts thing, extremity whip, dex, and, yeah. Okay, extremity whip, baby! If I got any extremity whip.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Oh, even though he seduced you, and he knew that at some point somewhere someone's going to come and attack him, he still got, with an advantage, a double natural 1, which means that I'm giving you 20 points from this.
Oh, amazing.
Wonderful.
As before he even gets a second word out from the first word of this sentence, where he goes, "Rat," and then immediately you smack this guy, which creates a horrifically loud slapping noise, just as it perforates throughout the entirety of this area. The leaves sort of bristle a little bit. Roll damage.
Oh
We're
my
just
god.
beating
just
this
wanna
guy into the ground.
That I have enough to level up. I'll do the leveling up later, but just from this, I've got enough to level up on my super decks already because I've just got so much
Nice.
luck here. Yeah, so it's 46 plus 22. That's very nice. Okay.
Jeez. Just the god slap alone is just terrifying.
I fear for his life.
Jeez. Oh my gosh, that. Oh, holy cow! Oh my gosh. Okay. I just need to check. I just need to check something real quick. So.
Fletcher's not getting this date after the end of this contest.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So. Blimey.
Don't change my emotions.
I mean, he's going to have to roll this, but on the bright side, it's not disadvantage. However, downside, it's not a very high modifier. Okay, no, he's fine. Well, not fine. He's unconscious because you actually smacked the boss out of this guy.
Yay!
As I want to point out, that attack was more than his original health anyway, and he had already taken 7 points of damage. Jeez. Yeah, in a single blow, and I want to point out, this smack was so loud and across his face so hard that when he gets hit by it, as I said, it perforates throughout like a little explosion, like a little sonic boom. It makes some of the leaves dance on the trees, and from the impact, some of the leaves start falling off of the trees after they've stopped shaking so hard. And I want to point this out. I'm going to grant Adrian a chance here. Roll me a perception.
Say, can I do it? Will I actually notice that there's a fight going on?
Can you notice that basically something that broke the sound back? No! Yeah. Must have been the wind.
I think it's my third, seventh.
That's your
that's
third
my
or
third
fourth
in a row
eight.
for
Yeah,
perception checks.
something like that. That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. God.
I mean, to be fair, I think Adrian is just very determined now because they want to get to the beach.
Everyone else, however, definitely hears this. In fact, Eraser, you hear this because that it slightly like whiffles some of the leaves above your head, and like, oh, okay.
Sounds like my friends are just about finished with your.
As I want to point out, he doesn't even go down. Like, you smack him, and then you sort of go past him. And I want to point out, like, as you do, like, turn back to look at him, his body is just still standing there, and his head is slightly tilted just to the left as you hit him on the right cheek. And his eyes are just empty. Like, he's just, for a few seconds, he's still standing there, and then slowly tilts back, and then just falls to the ground. As his eyes roll into the back of his head.
No, Behemoth!
As it is now these guys' turns against. Actually, no. I'll let you guys. I'll let you guys get your turns. So it comes now back down to Felix.
Oh boy.
So Felix, this wasp person is now floating right in front of you. Jeez.
Okay. So how close are they're right in front of me? Is that like what? Is that a door's length in front? How many
Yeah, well, no,
doors?
he's basically like point blank. So he's no greater than like a door's length away from you. He's very close.
Cool.
He's not social distancing, so he's less than that actually.
Yeah, it's like half the doors. I'm just looking over at my doors. It's like, yes, visualize.
Visualize. Crikey, I
so
still can't believe that. I'm just now writing down who's beaten / attacked these people.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry? That was amazing. I was thinking to myself,
A moment. This was like, Fletcher's, character thing, and I just smushed him. Sorry.
I want to point out that, like, that your character knew nothing about this character.
And I had point.
Yeah.
I heard point. I got the point.
I want to point out, Alex, you know what you've just done there? You've just donked.
Yeah.
Because he basically did a charisma to try and entice you to attack him so that he could get an advantage, and he actually ended up getting screwed over from it.
The double nat one is just ridiculous.
So I think I'm gonna try and hit them with some super strength. My stockpile did go down by 1, correct?
Yeah, so instead of +6, it'll now be +5 to your rolls. Instead of +8, it'll be +7. But still, your damage will have obviously lost a point, but that lost a dice. But that's fine.
Yeah.
You got your
I'm
table.
swatting a bug.
Yeah, you got your table. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do. You know how you played Smash Brothers, as clearly you humming that theme would indicate. I'm thinking of doing kind of like the Donkey Kong, just forward slap clap move.
Well, I'm basically just clapping against his head.
Yeah.
Literally just swatting him. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Is this to cause injury or is this to deal damage?
This is to deal damage.
Okay. Roll strength. Splatty cake.
Ew, a bug.
So D20 plus 7? Yeah.
Yeah.
20.
Oh, jeez, dude. Like, I'll roll just to see if I can get this. Because there is a possibility. No. As you just go, whoop-bam! Whatever you're supposed to normally be rolling, put a 2 in front of both of the dice.
Okay. So
because you now rolled
10 plus 2d8
plus 7. Oh no!
25.
Oh, good
Splat.
Good lord. Okay, so I failed to get the block going, so he's definitely taken some decent dams. Let's have a look. So he tries to put up his hands, but not fast enough, as you just swack right either side of his head. However, instead of what would normally happen, which is either head be crushed or hands would be either side of his head, your hands kind of bounce off of it. It's like, okay, some of my impact was lost due to how durable his head is, because he must have like an exoskeleton. But it's very obvious that quite a lot of that damage still broke through, as you do deal a majority of the damage that you were supposed to deal. And since I'm pretty sure that actually breaks his vitality, or does it? Hang on a sec. Does it break his vitality? Let's have a look.
As he has 50 health, I would imagine it wouldn't.
No, it doesn't break his vitality, so he's fine. But either way, that definitely hits him either side of the head, as it's sort of like he's just sort of holding his head like, as he then just sort of like flies back just a little bit as it's now his turn, and he just goes, tries to shake it off, and he's.
Wait a second. That was technically one action, was it not?
That is an attack which ends your turn regardless of how many actions you have left.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Alright, carry on.
He then sort of like just sort of finally shakes off this pain and then just goes, enough! And then he attempts to attack you himself, which he now does with... Ooh, blimey, I nearly put
Worst mistake of his life.
I mean, this guy... I never said this guy was smart. As he attempts to attack you, how would you like to react? You can roll for blocking, you can roll for finesse, acrobatics, or evasion.
Let's see. I will go with finesse.
Okay.
So that's a... That adds my super dex, so that's...
So it's
I
dex,
believe,
super
right?
dex, and if you have anything to finesse, you also add that as well.
Right, I have a +1 to finesse, so that's a total of +8.
8, yeah. Let's see. What do you do?
There we go.
Oh, dude! No way! So, as he goes to strike you, you literally swat his hand away, and you basically parry him, which allows you to leave you open for an attack. You can now roll damage based on your dex, which, well, roll dex-based damage, which I think is...
That is +5, so it's 2d8.
Okay, so it's just 2d8. Yep, flat 2d8.
Double of the
Okay, so as you do so, and you swat him, it does way less damage. It's a majority of the damage didn't actually go through his body, but you still notice that it sort of hurt him quite a bit. Just a teensy bit, just enough to let you know, okay, my attacks are still effective. As it is now the turn of, well, it's back to this guy. The guy who just got kicked in the head by Eraser, as he now attempts to throw a punch at Eraser. How would you like to react to this, Bill?
Technically the knife's still stuck in the tree, right?
Yeah.
Can I, acrobatics swing around the back of the tree?
Yeah, okay, roll acrobatics. Okay, I got a 19.
Alright. It's great. It's great. It's great.
Just great. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I'm fine. Okay, guys. By the way, that usage style isn't reactive. Because you don't have the ability yet.
It's not a usage style, then.
Oh, isn't it?
I wasn't using a usage style, I meant I was just rolling acrobatics.
Oh, okay, okay, because I saw that you were still rolling. I didn't know if you were trying to roll for something else. 2d... There we go. As he thwacks you one and deals 12 points of damage.
What's
Which...
that roll to me?
That breaks your vitality, I believe.
Yes.
Roll fortitude. Oh, okay. Doesn't cause an injury, but he does boff you one in the face. As he as he sort of throws that punch, it's like, no matter how inventive you are, you always think that you come out on top just because you have powers. As it just hits you in the face as he says that, just to add a little bit of emphasis. It is now your turn.
This is awkward.
Man, I've been rolling good today.
You have been. Holy what a comeback this session, seriously. The comeback king is back.
I'll try and use muscle control.
Okay.
Just because.
Okay, so that's one roll that you need. You just need a 10 with the second one. Yes.
What? It worked? That's impossible.
Okay, what's
that
your
would
next...
mean that my attack now has to fail.
Oh no, so what are you going for this time?
This is a good question.
I never thought I would get to this point.
No, I didn't expect to get this
I never thought I'd reach these heights. It's unnatural. My god, I've done it.
I'm just assessing the situation.
I assess the situation. No, take your time. It's not like you've got a life or death battle to to be a part of.
The race of battle seems to take a long time to think.
I genuinely believe in the next rotation, at least another one of these goons are going down.
The bodies hit the floor.
I say goons. Funnily enough, I think Bill is the only person who's at a grave disadvantage in this fight. Not because that he can't nullify, but because that this guy actually has 2 milestones, and Bill does not.
I have 0.
Yeah, which basically means that he's an entire threat level above you. If not nearly 2, because of the difference. Because, yeah. So, I would say that you're at a disadvantage, but at the same time, you're handling it relatively quite well. It's just now that you've got it, what is your...
My character is made of tissue paper, so it's not great.
Give you a razor, my new best friend.
I will.
I hope this doesn't break our contract and I have to give back the badge.
I mean, to be fair, you were basically seduced into it / taunted into it, and also you did one-shot this guy. So I mean,
yeah, it's not really a problem.
And also now you have.
I guess I will attempt to just finesse knockouts, man.
Oh, okay. All right then. Roll it.
It's not. It's not really what I wanted.
Jeez.
Of course.
As you go to do so, he actually wraps his arm around you, trips you backwards, and then slams you against the ground as he's basically got you in a hold, as he is now grappled you. In this grapple, he has now pinned you to the ground as you are now both prone, and he is currently holding you. We now come back to Fletcher. Fletcher, this person is in front of you with this sword, as they're sort of right in front of you, just staring you down. The husk has now been taken down, and, well, the bug is being squashed as we speak. You have no idea where Eraser is, but you definitely know where Rakia is.
Hello, Rakia.
Hello.
You're fighting me now. Do not concern yourself with the wretch.
That wretch just knocked out probably your biggest ally.
Maybe in size.
Going to head up. Why do the ones I always want go down so easy?
Perhaps it's because that you're not good enough for them.
Probably. But let's see what you've got.
Now, come at me with whatever you've got. Oh, you'll come. They always come.
Well, it worked on the guy with the hammer, so I'm gonna go with Phase Cutter.
Okay. So the phase part of the phase cutter works.
And then comes the stick.
Oh,
Oh no.
there goes.
As you go to smack this rather short person, and you sort of stop yourself just before the staff actually hits them. As you feel a pain in your abdomen. As you look down, and there's a little bit of blood dripping off of the sword. But that's weird, because this guy, or this person, didn't have their sword drawn just yet.
Oh.
They seem to have done it quicker than you were able to attack them.
That is kind of weird.
Yes, as you now take... Oh, jeez.
We need to heal
15
you up.
damage.
That is exactly my
That is
my
exactly what breaks your vitality. Because is your vitality 14?
15.
Oh, okay, so it doesn't break your vitality. You are unlucky duckling. How much health do you have, by the way?
Let's see, I had 21 because I lost 10 from the other guy, so...
Oh, okay,
six.
so your maximum was 31. Okay, yeah, I wasn't getting this wrong.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, you have 6, as you have taken a sum total of 25 damage in this session. As, blood is dripping off the tip of this guy's sword, as it's just oh, okay, that's why. Intense pain, you just cut me. As this guy just looks at you and goes, I believe, is it my turn now? As we shall see what they have to do. As suddenly their hair glows white and their eyes glow blue. As they then begin to begin to lift up their sword. Nothing personal, but of course, it's just that you're a lot more of a threat to the rest of us, and I can't let you live any further.
I'm the threat? Aw, you make me blush.
So you are the funny one. Cute. As I'm just gonna say this. I'm only rolling this because I need to check how much damage is going to be coming to a certain person's way. Okay. Okay, so that's that. I'm still going to be as nice as I can be in this situation, even though this is not a nice attack. Rakia. You lose 18 points of health as you are slashed across your chest.
Oh.
As this person is now in front of you, not Fletcher.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna calculate the health of that. 18.36.
Just
Anyway, I need a calculator, people. Oh, it's 18.
Yeah, you took 18 points of damage.
No, I mean, I've got 18 left now because it was 36 my health, so. Apparently.
Oh yeah, I guess I guess that makes sense, because, yeah, 15 plus 3 is 18, and then double that is then 36, yeah.
Just very, Rakia does not like that. That hurt a lot.
As like you have no. By the way, you have no idea what the hell just happened. It's like I need to take you down because that you are the most dangerous threat. Oh, that's cute. Huh? You are the funniest one. That's cute. And then suddenly they're in front of Rakia, just finishing up slashing them in the chest and further tearing your skirt even more, as it is now covered in your blood. As, funnily enough, we now come to Rakia's turn. Now come now, how is it much of a surprise? You were able to take down our quote-unquote biggest, and therefore that means that you were indeed the worst. However, I'm pretty sure that that's not going to kill you just yet. So, come at me with everything that you want, and I'll see if I can match it.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm going to use my extremity whip on him again. Try it, please.
I'm just rolling something else.
Oh.
Yep. No. Absolutely. Yep. It works.
Hey, hold on. I'm just gonna reckon up the point.
Change my picture. Smack my bitch up.
2d6.
Are you a vein in my arm? Because I'm about to smack a bitch up. That's so stupid. Anyway, right, yeah, sorry, what was the damage? Ooh, damn. Damn!
I give him a good old slap. I'm happy.
I just now have to check something. Okay, so... What's that? What's that? Okay, that's that. So that's actually... oh, jeez. So... Fun fact, even if you had done 1 point less or even 3 points less, that would still be double his vitality.
Yay!
So I have to basically get a disadvantage roll, and I have to beat a 15 on a +2 con. So here we go. That's a 10, so no, they do take an injury, which is +4 extra damage. So basically, you just, again, like, you hit them, and you basically, like, knock a couple of teeth out, crack the side of their face, and then their eyes roll into the back of their head, as they are now unconscious. Their hair depowers its glow, and it is now back to the dark brown rather than the sort of whitish blue. It no longer is glowing, and they are now on the floor unconscious.
Oh yeah, Rakia is like, you can see like Rakia is that sort of like it looks at like not just pissed but sort of emotional and upset, just like really sort of like angry, breathing heavily, tears in her eyes, don't know why what's everyone attacking me.
Adrian, we come back to you. Roll stealth.
Meanwhile,
Okay.
Meanwhile, the Legion of Wasp.
During my many travels, could I have transformed?
You can roll to transform. You
Yes.
have transformed and been transformed for a little while. Roll me some stealth. Okay.
Well, for once, stealth is something Adrian can do.
Well, we'll see about that.
Oh, that's how they do it.
We've seen about that. Yes, you continue. You have now been travelling for an extra 200 meters past where the others have been. You are now ever closer. You are actually now about like 200 meters away now from the purple gas. I'm going to say roll again, but I'm going to say roll stealth and then roll perception.
I mean, before I get there, can I get the other thing I always use, my stinger?
Again, I'll allow you to roll for that in a second, but this is just to roll, just for another 100 meters. Okay.
Okay.
So that was your stealth roll. That's your
Oh, for
perception roll.
Perception.
So
noticed finally there's no one behind me.
you've been travelling for now 300 meters, and again, I'll just check. You still haven't been uncovered, and you just suddenly go, "We're close," or something like that. You just say something that would be to maybe one of your group, or maybe even look back at one of your group. You now realise that none of them are there, and you don't know how long it's been since they haven't been anywhere there. Now, I'm going to ask you to roll me an intelligence.
Oh, that's okay.
These guys are so good at stealthing that even you don't know where they are. You continue. Roll me your powers to get your stinger. Okay, nice. All right, and we'll see how. I mean, you got like another 100 meters to go, so we'll come back to that in a second.
Can I say, in Adrian's defense, considering how terrible their stealth rolls were, it's not surprising that they think how good everyone else's stealth must be that they can't see them.
I mean, Felix has been rolling pretty good on stealth.
It does make sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Adrian for the majority of the time has been the one that's really crap at stealth, so it makes sense that, oh, they really did become one with the forest.
Funnily enough, speaking of Felix, we now come back to Felix standing in front of the wasp.
Is the wasp dead yet?
The wasp is still alive for now. As it is your turn. You have now lost another set of points in your thing, so it'll now be +5 rather than +7. Sorry, +5 rather than +6. No, sorry, +4 rather than +5, because that's what you were at beforehand. There we go. I got it in the end.
Really jumping around. I haven't even gotten to +7 yet.
I was gonna say. So you have less power, less strength, but still got a lot of strength left in you.
Yeah. How are they looking?
They're looking relatively quite damaged, like fairly damaged. It seems as though that they are not long for this world, or at least they're not long for this battle. So you're not entirely sure yourself, but
how big are they?
They're basically quite skinny and slender. They're sort of a similar sort of build. They're probably around about like 6 feet, but because you're around about like 7 foot something because of your size increase.
Yeah.
They, as I said, they had to sort of fly to be about a foot or so taller than what they actually are, so that they could be roughly at your height. An action of which I'm pretty sure that they're now regretting. But yeah, it looks as though that they're not faring entirely well.
Are they on the ground or are they still flying?
They're still flying for now.
Okay. I would like to knee them. Like just jump up, knee, kind of attack.
Jump knee, sort of like a knee uppercut.
Yeah.
Any particular location?
We'll go with the groin.
Of course.
It's a classic,
Okay, I'm assuming this is strength, so...
This is strength. So let's see, +4 plus 2, so it's a +6.
Good lord, okay. Yeah, go for it, yeah. Jeez, okay. Just having a look at this.
Man.
Okay.
Oh.
So as you do that, they also then throw a punch or throw a strike at you. So you roll damage and I'll roll damage.
Cool. Let's see. So that's 2d8 plus 6.
Okay, and this is... Just having a look for me. I want to point out that it's very obvious that this is not the opponent that they were supposed to fight.
Wow.
Oh wow, exactly the same amount of damage. So, what's your damage resistance currently? Like, what's your stockpile at?
My stockpile is at, so it's at +4. So that would be,
Would that be 12 then?
yeah, that'd be 12.
Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah. So you take 2 points of damage.
Cool.
Your first amount of damage today, and
Yeah.
you do some damage to them as well, which I now have to add to this, which is okay. That puts them at that, and it is now their turn. As they reactive struck you, it is now their turn to attempt to strike you during their point of combat. As they attempt to hit you. I don't know how well this is going to go, but here we go. As they attempt to strike you, how would you like to react?
I think I'll go finesse again.
Okay.
So let's see, that's 20 plus +4 plus 2.
Puny bug.
So this is 7. So it's +7.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oof. So you're still getting hit. Let's see. What I'm dealing. Oh, I'm dealing the exact same that I just dealt. So here we go. Bosh.
Oh.
Jeez. Okay, so 21 take away 12. That's 9, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that puts you at.
I was at 12 after that last hit.
Yeah, so
That's an 11 damage.
so that so this attack does 9. Yeah, this attack does. Oh yeah, no, this one does 11 damage. Yeah. So you're
at 1 HP.
No, actually, you're at
Math was-
3 because the last amount of damage that you took was only 2. You were at 16 because
Right.
that's your maximum health. You took 2 points of damage, which put you on 14, and then take away 11, so that you're actually on 3.
Okay.
So yeah, and since that wasn't greater than your vitality, you don't have to worry about injury. But yeah, this thing, like, basically this wasp just strikes you really quick, like, right in the face. And actually, this one actually hurts. Like, it actually catches you off guard for a second. Like, ow. Roll me your stockpile. So roll me a d10, because this is the first damage you took. Actually, no, so roll 2 d10s, because the one was for the first one, the second one was for the second one. So you've actually taken damage. You are now back up to your maximum stockpile. And it's now the turn of Nor.
Did erase?
Eraser's fighter. There we go. Found him. As Eraser is just sort of looking at this guy, and this guy's looking at them as they're locking eyes whilst being pinned down. As this guy just goes, thing is, I was actually a pretty good wrestler back in the day before I started up here. I doubt that you're going to wriggle out anytime soon. Seems like you're kind of more of a dex fighter than you are strength. So, I've currently got you where I want you.
Are we gonna hoggle day or...
Oh, right, I should probably start with one of the limbs. Sure, as he's now going to attempt to roll for strength. Yep, okay. So what are you attempting to roll? Are you trying to roll grapple to get out, or dex to get out of his grapple, or are you going to try and roll dex? If you're trying to roll dex, you will be rolling disadvantage.
I mean, he hasn't... I mean, which parts of my body doesn't necessarily have grappled?
He's done one of those sort of weird locks where he's like got one of your arms and he's got your leg. Sorry, no. He's got one of your arms in his hands, and he's basically like over your other arms and also holding them as well with his legs. So you've got your legs free, but they're quite a distance away from him since he's like all up on your upper body. I mean, if you can figure out some kind of reaction that wouldn't garner a disadvantage, I would like to hear it. Evasion is probably not possible, so you have acrobatics, finesse, blocking, or even just attempting to just wriggle out beforehand.
Oh, so his arms are pinned? How is he blocking?
I mean,
With his head.
probably, yeah. Well, actually, then again, oh yeah, no, it's grapple. You can't block against grapple anyway. I forgot. Yeah, that's the one rule. You can't. If you try to block against a grapple, you basically instantly lose, no matter how good your block is.
The only thing I could think of is he was that flexible he could manage to put his legs between him and his face.
I mean, yeah. So how are you going to do this?
Sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, he's... What angle is he, though?
He's basically sort of like...
straight on?
Yeah, he's straight on. Like, he's basically lying across your chest, holding one of your arms, and like basically like wrapped his legs around your other arm.
I mean, if he's just gonna, like, constantly get closer to me, right?
I mean, there's probably no closer that he could be unless if he was somehow inserting himself into you. That sounded a lot worse than I actually intended it to be. If he was one with your molecular structure.
He was phased inside of you.
Note to self. Use abilities for personal use. So what's the idea? What's the plan?
I'm sure some people would want to hook up with a pyrokinetic.
If not, just roll.
I still have the use of my legs, so...
That's the thing. If you had martial arts, I mean, I guess you could roll finesse, or obviously you can roll finesse or acrobatics. I guess technically finesse wouldn't be disadvantage, but it would really depend as to what exactly you're specifically trying to do with finesse.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, all I can really do is get the arm free at the minute.
At that point, just roll finesse. It would still be disadvantage, but yeah, roll finesse.
Can I make a suggestion?
No, because that would be metagaming.
Okay, true. But I would have more
Unless I
involved
can
in rank.
use some kind of finesse to twist my head and gouge out the flesh from his neck.
Oh, well, like a sort of like a... I mean, the only way that you could do that is if you had some kind of reactive attack-based ability. I mean, you could try and do it like where, like, you're trying to use your finesse to try and like lean your neck towards him. If you get 5 above him, I'll allow it that you use your counterattack to basically, instead of attack, cause injury by basically biting him. But I was under the assumption that you were wearing a mask over your face. So I'm pretty sure you told me that you were wearing a mask. Either way, just roll finesse. Roll finesse to try and get out of it. Disadvantage.
Is he... Wait, which one of my arms is kind of...
I mean, it's up to you. Basically, you're just trying to sort of escape him trying to snap one of your arms or deal damage to him. Roll the dice. Roll the dice. Roll the dice. Oh, okay. 5 plus 9. 14.
14.
Yeah, okay, no. Roll me fortitude. Okay. As you sort of like doing that, he just snaps your right arm. As it is now your turn, and you are in incredible amount of pain. He's still pinning you. You have your left arm, which is currently still being sort of pinned down by the fact that he's wrapped his legs around it. On the bright side, since this is not a reaction, since this is your turn, you don't have to roll a disadvantage to try and get out of his grapple. The tension.
Yeah.
What is tension? The thing that comes after 11, Shin?
You mean before?
You can't math.
I can't math. Right, so what are you gonna do? So your right arm is broken, your left arm's still fine, your legs are still fine, your knife is still stuck in a tree. Come on.
I guess I will try and slip out.
Alright. Roll finesse. Damn, nice. Yep, no, you slip out. As you're like now out of his grapple, and you're sort of like still on the floor. He's prone, and technically so are you. You're either prone or sitting up, basically. To get up, you'll either need to sacrifice your next roll or roll for it. To do so, you'll need a 15 or above to get back up. If you succeed, you don't lose your last action.
I don't really need to get up.
Okay. What's your plan?
I don't know,
did actually just remember that you have like 3 other weapons. I was just like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
you don't have your knife, and I was like, it doesn't really matter.
Gun.
I'm gonna try and maneuver the... Okay. Can I try and maneuver a couple of the blades sort of inside of my cloak? So that essentially the blades are pointing out sort of outwards, so if he comes and jumps on me, then they'll just pierce through.
You know what? Yeah, roll finesse to set this up. How many weapons do you currently have? Oh, okay, yeah, try that. I'll say roll finesse, and I'll see if I can roll this thing. Because finesse is basically, for those of you who don't know the system, finesse is basically similar to sleight of hand in other games like D&D and stuff. So basically, finesse is both like very like amazing movements, but they're also for stealthy and swift movements, similar to stealing something from someone's pocket. As I said, finesse is both. I guess you could use it to be brilliant in a dance, or use it to be brilliant in nicking things very quickly without being seen. But it's also to help you move things around. Again, sleight of hand style. Okay, so I will now roll his perception, which is a whopping +10. No. It's actually +2. So, there's only one way that I can beat this roll. And we're not going to say it in case I...
Why
Damn
did
it,
I?
Joe.
I don't know why I bothered, to be honest, but...
So, he looks at you, and he just goes, okay, so I see that you're moving your equipment and your weapons around your cloak. As he notices that, and that is the end of this turn. As we now come back to Fletcher. Fletcher, the wasp is still alive and kicking, just barely. You have no idea where Eraser is, and all of the other enemies have been downed, or at least all of the ones that are currently within your proximity. The swords person, the Haskonian, the wasp person is pretty much nearly down. Felix has apparently taken down someone else before this, and apparently there's someone else who's dealing with Eraser. The only thing that you have left to do is either help Felix or try and find where Eraser is. In the terms of combat, anyway. You could not do combat stuff, but it's up to you.
Okay, roll investigation to see if I can find where Eraser is.
You can either roll investigation or perception.
Perception.
You do not see where he is. You can roll again to see if you can look harder.
No point.
Okay. What would you like to do with your last action?
I'm gonna smack the bug,
Roll for it.
but I will activate power first. Because I think that would help.
Oh, could it be?
Ooh, could
Okay,
it?
time for stick.
Boo! Time for stick, go for it.
Oh, fuck.
Damn, those second rolls are just not helping you anymore, are they?
Nope.
As this wasp, instead of smacking you, it just disarms you as your weapon is now into the ground about 5 meters away from where you are.
Shit.
As it is now Rakia's turn. Rakia, again the same predicament. There is still a wasp left. The two dudes are taking them on, but you haven't seen either Adrian or Eraser.
Well, to be honest, I think that Fletcher needs my help. So, which one is attacking Fletcher?
No, the wasp isn't attacking Fletcher. The wasp knocked Fletcher's weapon out of his hand when he attacked.
Alright.
When he got attacked by him.
Let's see. I guess I don't know. Felix is, I think Felix has got it covered. Felix is fine.
Felix and Fletcher can definitely handle this.
Yeah, but I am worried about my new best friend, Racer. He gave me the special badge and as won my heart. So I'm gonna go look for them.
Okay.
With my perception.
As I said, you can roll perception or investigation.
I'm gonna go with investigation.
Okay.
We haven't had a roll for investigation from Rakia for a while. So
No. It's also a lower roll requirement as well.
Oh, I did not know that. Well,
Yes. Perception, you're just standing around looking, which obviously is still helpful, but investigation, you're actually practically, like physically, moving around and investigating stuff. You see where they are. They're about 10, 15 meters away from your current location, as both of them are kind of sat on the ground, like Eraser and the person like in front of him.
that can only mean one thing. Eraser's in trouble.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I guess I'm gonna charge at this thing. You know, they're like sort of like a puma, I guess, on all fours, and attack them.
Okay, roll for it.
My whip, extremity whip.
My hand like
Cool
whip. My whip like hand. My hand like whip. Mine. Yep, go for it. Roll damage. As he's just like, as you go, mine. And he's like, what the fuck?
Boss.
Done. Just, I now have to roll for a disadvantage on this.
You are dead. Not big surprise.
Jeez. Okay, he's actually got quite a high con with fortitude. Yeah, that's still not saving him. That's actually equal to or greater than his health, your attack, so yeah. He's like, as you hit him, you like straight up like slap, and his head just turns into paste as it just like flies, like as viscera just pastes as it paints a tree behind him.
I just dead ass look at Eraser and like,
Do I have to give the badge back?
No, that was fine.
Yeah.
You notice that his arm is like twisted backwards, and he's sort of like, he can't really move it. Like it looks limp and just in. It doesn't look right. There's something wrong with his right arm.
I just sort of lightly touch it, like, is it, you know, just curious about it, like.
A great deal of searing pain shoots out throughout your entire arm. Eraser.
Probably best not to touch that right now, Rakia.
You need to fix it.
You know, Rakia does big think. Can I roll ingenuity so that Rakia can make a makeshift splint?
Roll ingenuity.
Yeah.
And
I'm a roll.
Whilst you're doing that, since the others are still in combat, we'll come back to Adrian. So, Adrian.
Yes.
You've now remembered of your teammates. Oh, where are they? Oh, but never mind. They're just very stealthy. As you continue on forward, you have one of your stingers out, and you are in stealth wasp mode. As you continue to go, you have 100 meters left before you get to the zone of the purple fog.
Okay. Can I do poisoning sting, and then I will continue onwards?
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay.
Damn!
Okay, roll stealth. If you wish to be stealthy, anyway.
Can I roll perception first to see if I can see the guy doing the purple smoke?
Go for it.
Or I hope I actually succeed on this.
It's about 100 meters away, so no.
Okay, I'm gonna go stealthy for the 100 meters.
Okay.
Ish.
No one notices you as you go there. You finally get there. It is just on the edge of a large meadow. It's just a huge pyre of purple smoke, about a good 30 meters wide, but the entirety of it is just a huge circle of smoke as it just goes off from the floor all the way up, and up, as it just keeps on going. It's almost like the ground itself is a large smoke machine.
Is there anybody there that I can see?
It's quite thick, so you'll have to roll a perception.
Actually, wait, no, that's just the 13.
Okay. There might be something in the middle. It's sort of hard to see. There might be something inside. Like a figure of some sort, or a silhouette. It's hard to make out. You're not 100% sure without going in there.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a nerve first. Yes. And Adrian is going to begin flapping their wings rapidly, attempt to dispel enough of the smoke away as they kind of walk forward.
Roll me an SP or SPMA. You flap your wings and it does nothing. The smoke is unfaltered, unmoving. Or at least unmoving to the current directions of your wings.
Then I will not walk into the purple smoke.
Okay. As we now come back to Felix. Felix, this wasp just disarmed your friend in front of you.
Well, it's a good thing I don't need any weapons.
Yeah. I am the weapon.
Is the wasp low enough to the ground that I could just lift up my leg and just stomp?
Nobody is. He is. I mean, like, you are tall enough to lift up your leg and just, like, put your foot out, and then sort of, like, once it's connected to him, then sort of bring the foot down. So you sort of, like, basically. It'd be the equivalent of if you were to put your leg in front of someone and then push, but then, like, further lean towards them, so. Theoretically, yes, but it's just a really sort of odd way of doing it. It won't be any disadvantages to do it, though. It'll just. Yeah. In other words, you're not stomping on top of them, you're stomping in the midriff of them and then bringing them down with your foot.
It's easier just to punch them.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. I would, as I said, no disadvantage would have come to you if you had done that, but again, it's up to you.
Yeah, I think I'll just punt them down into the ground.
Okay.
And you said I was back at full stockpile?
Absolutely.
For some reason, my pin messages thing for your... Oh, there we go. Alrighty. Alright, let's see.
I think that's a +8 with strength now, isn't it?
Yep. So... Does a 23 hit?
It might very well do. It definitely frickin' does. Holy cow, yeah. As you, like, strike this person, how do you go about doing so?
I just full swing, just fully fist them into the ground, and then start pummeling.
It's time you got fisted into the ground.
Yeah.
Roll damage.
It's
Because I was pretty there for a minute.
Yep, 2d10.
It's definitely calmness empowerment, right? Yes. As you strike him again, this time it still feels like a large majority of the power of your fist is still being blocked off from his chitin. However, as you hit him and you bring him down into the ground, it's just that thing of like, it just depowers and then just sort of like faints as they are now unconscious if you have dealt enough damage to them. As we now come back to, well, we now bloody hell, we now come back to, well, no one. Combat has now ended. All of the bad guys in this area are either dead or unconscious. So, I'm going to go to Rakia and Cloak real quick.
Yeah, I do an ingenuity of 17, by the way.
You sort of like get some twigs, and some basically like some vines.
I do have some vines in me already as well. So
yeah, that's why I said I remembered.
Yeah, fine.
And you sort of use that and tie it up to sort of keep his arms straight, and splinted. However, he's not going to be using that arm anytime soon for a while, because, again, without actually somehow fixing the bone, he's got a broken arm. So, that's that. Cloak, now that your arm is splintered, you should be able to sort of move around again. I want to point out, the splint is on your forearm, so from your wrist to your elbow. So, Eraser, or Cloak, what do you do once that's done? Oh, are you still muted?
Hello.
There you go.
Washing machine so loud. What did you say?
Your arm is splintered. So what do you do now?
I guess I just get up and dust myself off and walk over to whatever's left of this man.
Okay. His head is mush, but the rest of him is still in some level of a condition.
Anything interesting?
No, other than unless if you consider shorts and basically boxing wraps to be considered interesting. He has one badge on his shorts. Oh, actually, hang on a second. Yeah, he has one badge on his shorts. The points, however, are transferred over to you, Rakia, as you are given 88 points.
Very nice indeed.
Right, I'm also just going to...
Is that from all three of the things she knocked out?
No, I now have to have a look. So, okay, from Behemoth, you got 107 points. And
okay, I'll hold a second.
Yeah, and from the other guy... from the other person, you got 131 points.
So I got 100. Was it 170 points? Did you say, or?
So you got
107.
107 points from the husk, 131 points from the other one, from the sword person. So hang on a sec. 107 plus 131 plus. Didn't I say 70 something from the human?
80.
Oh, 80.
No, it's 88. Yeah, no, it's 88 points. You said.
So that's 332 that you've gotten in total from fighting all three of these.
Mate, I've gotten I'm now up to 518 points. I am so chuffed.
Nice. As for you,
Yeah, I'm almost up to my points.
as for
You would have overtook me if I had knocked out the guy with the hammer.
Felix, you have gained that plus. I'm just having a look at all of their points and stuff. That 223 extra points from the two opponents that you have defeated. And there you go. Actually, oh yeah, I should probably write in here.
Did any of them have badges on them?
Yes, would you like to check?
Yes, because I currently do not have a badge.
Well, you see a visually obvious badge of which you can take. Roll investigation if you'd like to see if they have any others.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and you can
I
also
begrudgingly take the badge back off the husk.
roll me a perception with advantage when you do so.
I'm taking this wrap from the guy, by the way.
Okay, so you're taking the wraps from his hands and feet. By the way, I was going to say, if you didn't actually have some vines, you could have used those as well to bandage up your arm.
I'm just rolling well today.
You are rolling really well. You find 4 extra tournament pins, so you actually have a sum total of 5 from this wasp.
Nice.
And Fletcher, yeah, you got the advantage roll. Nice. Behemoth, on top of your one, had 12 others, so you got 13 pins from this guy. Yeah. One of his abilities basically kept meaning that he was doing exactly the same thing that he did to you, putting on the charms and just getting all of the badges.
And how the turntables.
Yeah, oh, how the turntables, exactly.
You said 13, including the one I got? 9?
No, 12 including... 13 including the one you got, so 12 extras plus the one that you've got.
So you got 13, my bro. Unlucky for some.
And then the other one, the swords person, if you want to have a look at them.
I'll look at the swords person, if you don't mind.
Yep, roll investigation. They had none of which that you can see other than a visually obvious one.
Okay.
Once
I'll
you guys
take that and then I will do it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Once you guys sort of finally walk back up and you meet together, Eraser, you've taken his stuff, his bandages and stuff like that. You two sort of get back together with the rest of the gang except from Adrian.
Can I retrieve my stuff?
Yeah, you can retrieve your stuff. Yeah. I was going to say, does anyone want to take anything else from any of these other guys? None of them actually had any other weapons except from the swords person who had one dex-based sort of straight sword-looking weapon.
I mean, one of them's got a cool metal arm.
The cyborg. The cyborg, yeah. You don't remember where he's gone off unless if you roll a history, because you launched him, as you said, you uppercutted him, so you launched him.
Alright, where is history?
History's under intelligence. You straight up killed him, or at least knocked him out and broke his face.
Okay, that's just a flat roll. So.
Full on Fletchering him. You remember exactly where he is, and you go to him. The guy is unconscious, and yeah, his face is broken in. As a matter of fact, you're pretty sure he's dead. He has metal arms and metal legs, as they are cybernetic. As you look over at him, his points have transferred over to you already. The band is no longer on any of his limbs, but he does have one visually obvious badge, which again you take. Would you like to roll investigation to see if he has more?
Yes, and then after that, I'd probably like to try and take his metal components.
Just rip them off.
Yeah, no, you definitely can. I'm just questioning it. Roll investigation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the.
What are you, Rocket Raccoon?
That's a freak, so I probably do not find.
You don't find any other badges on him, but again, yes, he still has the cybernetic limbs.
Yeah.
Do you attempt to take them?
I do attempt to take them.
Okay, roll me strength or labor if you have any points in it.
It's a strength.
Does that include super strength?
It does include super strength because I'm assuming that you haven't been transferred.
Yeah, so it should still be +8 or.
Yeah, I'll still allow that as +8. Yeah.
Okay. 21.
Yeah, you wrench off his cybernetic limbs. his
On that
robot arms. Do you take the legs as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just without much resistance. You're like, man, this would be really difficult if I didn't have super strength. But it's just like, yeah, they're just coming off of him, and like leaving the limbless corpse. As you now have 4 steel cybernetic limbs. Just yeah.
Cool. They could come in handy.
Ugh, boo.
Waves around the hand.
Need a hand?
As all of you guys,
Go break a leg.
as all of you guys sort of come back together, as you've seen Fletcher just like got these limbs, and most of you either may attempt to question it or not question it. It's up to you about that point. But you also realise that Adrian isn't there.
I can attempt to do something to find Adrian.
I was going to say, you can indeed roll history, since you were probably the only one that still knew where everyone was at the time, but that's up to you, unless if you have something else.
Well, actually, my history's better, and I really need to get up my super intelligence, so I'm gonna go with mine. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Pick up
Come on.
the dex.
10?
You remember the rough direction that everyone was going. If you were going in a straight direction, you remember what direction you need to be going in. So yeah, you should be fine if you guys keep going that way.
Yeah.
Do any of you actually still have any of that regeneration bear stuff left?
Adrian had it all.
Adrian's the only one who has it. Yeah. No, I thought so. Well, it's time to set off, unless if anyone has anything more to do.
Have we checked any of the wasp people or anything, or are they gone?
They're unconscious. They don't seem to have any visually obvious stuff on them. And again, as I said, you can invest. Actually, wait. Technically, Fletcher had already seen everything from them. Stolen everything from them. It's the swords person that hasn't been fully looked over. Because they still have their sword. Roll investigation. Investigation.
So we're all together then? Other than Adrian?
Pretty much. After I loot this corpse,
Nothing else. Only the sword.
Nothing else. Well, I'll just take the sword then.
Okay. Because I'm pretty sure someone took the visually obvious badge, and yeah, as you look through the pockets, they don't have anything else.
I took it.
Well, one sword.
I already took the badge, Rakia. Would you like it? I mean, you did knock them out.
I just look at you with the biggest, widest eyes, and you're like, yes.
Oh, I can't say no to that face.
Yeah,
3.
So, do you all continue? Do you all continue on, or is there anything else that you want to do?
No.
Nope. I would like to ask the group, how many badges do we have between us?
More than enough. We only need one.
Did I have 5 or 6?
So the 3 I've handed to Rakia.
Technically, did you have one beforehand?
No, so
I
it's
had-
5.
So it's 5. Yeah.
Oh wait.
Yeah, I was just like, I didn't know if I found like one that was like obviously placed on Metal Man.
Oh yeah. No, you found one that was obviously placed on them. Did you take the one from? You took the one from the Wasp. You took 4 extra ones from the Wasp, and then you took one from the Cyborg. Yeah, so 6. Yeah, sorry.
Then I have 11 because the one I took back and then giving 3 to Rakia, that leaves me with 10.
Oh, you gave me 3?
Well, yeah, you did a majority of the work.
Then I have 4 badges! Yay!
No, you have
So I want to just point out that it's now 4 p.m. In the tournament. You have 18 hours left.
One more thing. I rip off a bit of fabric from my cloak. I don't know, use some of my blood, write my phone number, and leave it on the Huskonian.
Unconscious Huskonian. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I want to point out, when you actually do so, you notice that on his arm, where his thing is, his point counter has gone to 1, not to 0.
Oh, he's still here.
As I'm assuming that all of you now head out, or do you have anything else that you'd like to say to the group or do?
No, well, in meta terms, I'd like the stats of the sword that I got from the sword man. But,
Okay.
that's about-
It's a dex-based single-edged sword that does +5. It's made out of steel.
Ooh, nice. That's steel. Steel +5. Sword.
I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, Bill, is there anything that you wanted to do with the racer?
No.
Okay. We come back to Adrian as the others are now attempting to get back up. Adrian. So, the wing thing didn't work. What would you like to do?
Yes. Say, how big is the cloud of death? Roughly, the middle. What's the radius?
The entire diameter of this thing is about, as I said, 30 meters. So it's 30 meters wide in total diameter. It seems to be an entire large circle.
Okay, so it's about 15 meters to the middle then.
Yes, which I will say that you are in the middle, like looking at the middle.
Okay. Just to make sure, is this the guy
You
that
don't
I want?
You don't know because again, you can't see inside it.
No, but you know what I mean because we've changed backstory stuff. I don't think purple smoke was what we agreed on.
Again, I'm not going to tell you. You'll either have to go in and find out, or
No,
give up.
No, but okay. You know, remember? Okay.
I will
The reason I'm
say.
saying
I will
this is
say.
because Adrian-
You know
You
that.
don't even know, is this backstory color or is this different backstory color?
Okay, let's put it this way. Based on what you know, if his scale of ability was this, it does look like the same color as what your basically the smoke. It's the exact same colored smoke as from your home.
Okay, so it is backstory color. Acceptable.
Sort
I
of.
have to clarify that because
otherwise, why have you been
behind the
going
game
towards a
we've
smoke
changed-
that is purple in the first place? Yeah, I understand what you mean by that now.
Because
right?
it's-
Yeah.
because it's the beach I was going to. You kept mentioning purple smoke. I was unsure if that was something else or if that was the thing I was going towards, and that's what I wanted. Need to clarify that.
Okay.
What is my movement speed?
I don't know. What is your movement speed?
And I'm just looking at just. I'm going. That's what I just started myself. Movement speed. Got 23. Could I feasibly hold my breath for?
Depends on how good your endurance is. You have to roll endurance and then go into the smoke. And each time that you succeed,
Well, I've got
you'll
-1.
be fine. Okay. It's up to you.
Adrian is going. Adrian is going to. Adrian is going to take a deep breath and then rush in.
Okay.
Go
20,
towards the
23 move speed, did you say?
Yes.
Okay. Roll endurance.
Which it was 50. Which is the exact amount to the middle, I think, isn't it?
Okay, you hold your breath. and you run in. As you run in, about a meter later, the smoke is gone. As it seems, it's just a large ring of smoke. As there seems to be a person sat in the middle of this place. They are looking away from you. They have long sort of hair and what seems to be a beard. They seem to be sat on like a deck chair made out of mud and rock.
Virgil?
Do they appear to be wearing a mask?
They don't appear to be wearing any kind of mask. They lean over from the right to grab what seems to be some kind of bottle. It looks like a bottle of beer. As then they sort of like put it up to their face and drink it. You are all seeing this from behind this person.
Oh, are we there?
No.
You're saying- to say-
They're
just
just
me.
Adrian's just seeing it.
I'm going to walk over so I'm right behind them, and then walk around them so that I'm right in front of them. You get what I mean?
Yeah. So you're like right in front of him. This guy is wearing sunglasses, has a huge sort of black beard, but it's grey around sort of the goatee areas of his face. He has a lot of tattoos on his right arm, but nothing on his left arm, except from one tattoo on his hand, on his left hand. So he's got tons. He's almost got like a sleeve on his right arm, in the terms of tattoos, but nothing on his right arm until it gets to his hand. He's wearing sort of a short sleeve like white t-shirt, and then a like no sleeve like leather sort of jacket. He still sits there and he's just drinking this beer. He then sees you, puts the beer down, slightly waves his hand. So sort of like, without saying anything to you, taps his, I guess you could say, taps his armrest 2 times, and a chair is melded out of the ground itself. He then points his hand towards the seat to gesture for you to sit down.
I mean, before this all goes on, can I roll perception to see if this man has the build, the appearance, or anything of that man?
Roll, I guess, insight. Because that he was wearing a suit, you're not sure, and he is sitting down, so you wouldn't know his exact height. So, you're not sure. However, he does have a tattoo on his hand, as the copier said. But again, anyone can have a tattoo on their hand. And he also didn't specify which hand that it was on.
Adrian is going to remain standing.
He goes to grab another one of these glass bottles, and he continues drinking it.
You have the power of green fire.
That's a mighty specific question that you're giving to a random stranger. Might I ask?
Don't think. If you do have green fire, I dare say we're not strangers.
I beg your pardon?
You have the power of green fire. Simple question.
What exactly are you looking for?
You remember Hive?
He again just goes down to pick up a beer, and he continues drinking it. Once the bottle is empty, he then drops it to the ground, belches, and then it's almost like as if his accent changes. Well, I might have heard something about some kind of hive. There are many hives inside of this world. You're gonna have to be more specific.
It was a hive 3 years ago. Crawford Hive. And a man came along. Green fire. Burned it down.
He tilts his
Believe it or not.
sunglasses down just to look at you in the eyes.
Adrian is looking back at him, most appearing calm.
I'm gonna see if he can
Who survived
sense.
that night?
I'm gonna see. Let's see if he can sense your hate. Feel your hatred flow through you.
I mean, you can see it in the eyes. There is hatred in them. Adrian at this point is uncertain if it is this man yet.
Natural one. He doesn't notice the hate. Now let's say that I was this particular individual who had these flames. Green flames. This person destroyed your hive. Let's say he did that. Are you here for revenge?
I'm
Yes.
here. Beckoning.
Then perhaps, maybe you'd like to take a seat.
Quite fine standing.
Suit yourself. I never quite understood how most people can't just have a decent conversation. But I guess if you believe that I killed your people, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
I roll insight again to see if he appears to be lying about this.
I mean, again, he's not even lying, it's just he's dodging the question, so you're seeing insight to see if he's sort of hiding anything, rather than if he's actually straight up lying. He could be, but he also could be innocent, you're not sure. I mean, to be fair, like, the smoke could be a coincidence. Again, purple smoke isn't exactly common, but powers do have the ability to make all sorts of things oddly coloured.
I mean, as we saw with copying, it could be just another guy.
Now let's say that for some reason that I was this person, and you want revenge on me, and I get that. Now honestly, I do. But what specific reason do you believe that it was me? I mean, I don't seem to be using any green flames.
Because I met a man up that mountain, and who could copy powers. Said at the beach, there was a man who had green fire, had a great amount of points in his band. He said he had a tattoo on his hand. How many points do you have?
He then looks over at his left hand with the tattoo, which, by the way, does have the band on it. He looks over, and he sort of reveals to, not on purpose, or at least not seemingly on purpose, as he looks over to his band, he has about 2,560 points.
And I dare say, all of those things point to you.
He leans back in his chair the best he can, putting his fingers into a finger pyramid. Now, I do admit that these circumstances do specifically point to me. I mean, after all, I do have a tattoo on my hand. I do have an incredible amount of points from the amount of murdering that I've been doing. And also, I do seem to have abilities that you seem to want to know and understand. But there's two problems. One, I haven't shown any usage of green flames so far in front of you. If I was to have them, of course. And second, I don't see that we're on the beach. Fair enough that we are about 350 to about 400 meters away from a beach, but this is a field. So, forgive me if I don't see that we aren't exactly within the parameters of what exactly you've just entailed that my identity could be.
Do you know something? I used to have nightmares of this moment. that I would be crushed beneath you. Never thought that you would be so slimy and slithery, that you would try to talk your way out of this, if I'm to be frank.
I understand that you're trying to get a rise out of me because you would hope that I am someone of that particular persuasion. Why do you think that it is me? Or is it just because that you want it to be me?
What I want is for you to be truthful. If you tell me the truth that you are not that man, I will leave you, or we can fight honestly if you wish. But tell me, are you that man? Burned down my hive, killed all of my sisters, killed the queen, my mother.
He takes off his glasses and he sort of rubs his eyes a little bit with his thumb. He then sort of leans down to grab another bottle. Just takes a small swig. Gulps, still holding on to his sunglasses in his latter two fingers of his left hand, rubbing his eyes still with his thumb, and he's still holding on to his bottle with his first two fingers of his right hand. You're not going to let this go, are you?
Adrian remains quiet.
He places the bottle to his lips. Alright. I may know a bit of information about this particular individual, but, of course, it is going to cost you to some degree.
As I said, just tell me. Are you that man? Or are you not that man?
I'm afraid that answer is not exactly as... He pauses for a second. As straightforward as that. He then places the bottle perfectly to his lips and continues swigging it. Roll me an insight.
Oh, you're just making me roll all my best skills today.
Okay.
You just don't get it.
Advantage or disadvantage?
Bane.
Which would you prefer to roll? Advantage or... me to roll advantage or you to roll disadvantage?
Roll advantage.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, shit.
As he finishes the swig, throws the sunglasses, and immediately spits out a spittle of all of this alcohol as it ignites into green flames. As that does so,
that's my attempt at blocking.
as that does so, and you attempt to block, your entire body is then immediately caught on fire with all of this fire, and you are dealt.
It's -10, so it's no damage, baby!
You are dealt no points of damage as that ignites you, and that is where we shall end this session.
Oh, come on! Oh, come on! Oh, I'm gonna have 2 weeks for this, you conniving bastard! Come on.
Tune in next time!
Tune in next time. What will happen? Will Adrian finally defeat the person who killed their family long ago? Or will the Green Flame Man get away yet again? Find out next time on the exciting episode of the Crucible of Avarice. I'm Bartholomew. Check us out on Animite Tales, and if you want to see more, then check out our podcasts of the Powers. And finally, check us out on Twitter or Reddit at Animite Tales. See you later. Toodaloo.
Damn!